All right, guys. Today, let's see what the market does. Market dropped a lot yesterday. But is it really a crash, though? No. This is the image we just posted on Twitter. This is the stock market crash everybody's been talking about yesterday. I mean, is it a big drop? Sure. But I mean, we didn't even break the lows of the last 7 days, 8 days. We didn't even break the last 8-day low. You know, definitely didn't break the low of the last couple months. And I think we'll probably, I might buy some stuff up today. This might be the time to buy. But I don't know. Let me know. Are you buying up stuff today, guys? Neo is actually kind of, wait, let me see. Yeah, Neo actually had a green day yesterday, believe it or not. That's interesting. What else we had move? My Disney trade is still green. Or no, that's okay. Disney trade is now red. That's all right. NASDAQ trade still green. Neo trade still green. So I guess this stock market crash didn't affect us too heavy, huh? Yes. HK, yes, it will. Hey, all good, Orkin. No worries, brother. All good, man. Yeah, today we got PPI inflation data, so that stuff drops at 8:30. I'll be ready for that. What's up, Beach? Hey, good morning, DS. What's up, guys? All right, today's PPI, bro. Let me know what you guys think the market's going to do today, man. The market dropped sizably yesterday. Big. What did the crypto market do? Did it drop yesterday as well? Yeah, Bitcoin dropped all the way to 20K. Wow. I guess the question is, are you buying up stuff right now, guys? That's the question. I mean, we just dropped big. We got the FOMC meeting next week. You think they're going to raise rates more aggressively this time? I think it's possible. I think everybody's scared at this point in time for stocks. Hey, what's up, Brent? What's up, DS? Do you think the market will pop green today? I don't know, man. We'll see. We're gonna do a poll. Green today? I don't know, man. Bull or bear on PPI data. Put on the poll. Bull or bear on PPI inflation data. Let me know, guys. Chaos in the markets, really. SPY trying to bounce back a little bit. Are you buying the dip right now, though? I guess is the question here. Let me look at Disney, dude. Where's Disney at? Disney's at 112s again, man. I might start to add into this dip. But man, market bloody. ETH have a little squeeze up before the merge. I don't know. Let's see what the merge goes through, bro. Let me see. So PPI data is expected to come out at 8:30. Well, it's going to come out at 8:30. We got 18 minutes or 18 hours until the merge. And so the merge is going to happen at roughly midnight, it looks like, tomorrow night. And 18 hours or so for the ETH merge. But again, we showed you guys this picture. This is the, quote, stock market crash from yesterday. See if they let me add some text in here. No. Highlighter, eraser. No, I guess not. Yeah, this is the stock market crash from yesterday. That's it. You know? And so, I mean, was it a huge drop? Yes. But was it a stock market crash? No. We're not even under the lows of the last year. You know what I mean? Here's the lows of the last year. We're still, you know, 20. We're still well above that. Bears buying the dip in the crypto space. Hey, good luck, bro. Let's see what the ETH merge does. Maybe that'll save the markets. All right, guys. So, yeah, market down heavy. Are you buying the dip, man? I'm tempted to, but of course, sometimes these can lead to more bloodiness. All right, guys. So market started bounce back. All right. So yesterday, Twitter was green. Oracle was green. Right. Exactly, Gabriel. So PPI data. You got multiple different ways to look at inflation. One of them is from consumers' perspective, right? So from buyers' perspective, right? So like what from our perspective, essentially, unless you're running a business, right? CPI is going to be a measure of how much our prices are rising. PPI is a measure. It's producer price index. CPI is consumer price index. PPI is producer price index. So PPI is a measure of how much producers' prices are raising. They're both interesting judges on inflation. CPI is the more relevant, certainly more relevant one to us, but PPI is still very relevant as well. And so, they're just judges on inflation. And so yeah, today we got PPI. We got a few things coming out today. We've got English CPI. So we've got British CPI coming out. That'll be relevant to the market. So we've got English CPI. That drops, or that's already out right now. So English CPI is already out. It came out at 2 a.m. Let's see if we can figure out what okay, so English CPI came out at, let me see what it showed. English CPI came in basically on par with expectations that I see here. Let me make sure. So yeah, okay. So yeah, English CPI came out today. And it came out on par with expectations. They expected 6.3% year over year. They showed 6.3%. Last time was 6.2%. So English CPI came in roughly what was expected at 6.3% month over month. Core CPI for England came in at 0.8% versus 0.8% expected. Core RPI came in at 12.2% versus 12.3%. Their month over month CPI for August came in at 0.5% versus 0.6%. Or no, it came in at minus 0.5%. Or no, came in at 0.5% versus 0.6% expected. Their year-over-year CPI for August came in at 9.9% versus 10.2%. So it came in lower than expected for England. Their PPI came out as well. And then today our PPI comes out. So our PPI comes out at 8:30. Expectational numbers year over year for our PPI are 8.8%. Last time was 9.8%. So anything under 8.8% is better. So we want under 8.8%. The core PPI year over year, anything under 7.1% is going to be good. Last time it was 7.6%. Month over month core PPI for the US. They're expecting 0.3%. Last time was 0.2%. So those are the expectational numbers here, and then we'll see what happens. Should be interesting. It comes out at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, Pug. Wow. Hey, what's up, Toke? What's up, brother? Hey, good morning, man. Yesterday I had everything on sale suddenly. All my figures were deep green. With the crash, profit all the way. Hey, nice, bro. And so it'll be an interesting time, man. It's certainly a up in the air time for everything. All right, but yeah, so again, just to give you another rundown of that data that we just talked about. All right, so remember today we're gonna have in 35 minutes we're gonna have the MBA 30-year mortgage rate, the MBA purchase index, the mortgage market index, and the mortgage refinance index. Okay, so those datas are coming out in about 35 minutes or so. We're going to cover those when they happen, but that's some data that's coming out. At 8:30, At 8:30, we also have core PPI year over year, which is expected to come out at 7.1%. Last time it was 7.6%. Core PPI month over month for August, which was expected to come out at 0.3%. Last time was 0.2%. And then PPI, which is expected to come out at 8.8% versus 9.8% last time. That is the expectational data for the CPI and PPI. I know it's at 8:30, JJ. But let me know if you're buying up dips here. I'll probably buy some. Like, I'm probably gonna scale into Disney. I'm gonna look for healthy companies that I can buy the dip in. Apple. I would buy the dip in Apple, but Apple was right around this level beforehand anyway. Meta is all the way down at 150. I might start buying the dip there potentially. I think Instagram's still strong, so maybe that. Netflix all the way down to 200s. I might start buying the dip in Netflix too. We'll see though. I'm going to take small positions today, and I'm going to buy the dip in small sizing today, and then see if that helps. Right. So I'm going to buy small dips today, and then if it keeps on dipping, I'll probably I guess just DCA into it over a couple weeks and see if we can catch it. NRBO, man. I think I had some people talking about NRBO yesterday with me. Very, very strange movement yesterday. But NRBO kind of ran the day before, though. So now it's up to 36s. So we'll see. It's a weird market right now. But man, honestly, this was kind of a crazy thing, bro. We do have PPI data coming out today. I remember we got producer price. Hey, what's up, Paulo? So again, let me know if you guys are buying the dip here. We did this poll. We got 88 votes already, bullish or bearish on the PPI inflation data today. 67% said bearish. 33% said bullish here. Now, again, we'll see what we get. I tend to be a dip buyer in situations like this. This is kind of my time to buy the dip. That's usually what I'm trying to do. And so we'll see if we can buy that dip again. But man, again, are you guys buying the dip right now, man? Man, and who thought, man, the market would just tank like that? But again, I mean, when I'm gonna put this up, and I'm gonna put this up a few times. Okay, here is the quote stock market crash from yesterday. All right, here it is. That's the stock market crash from yesterday, bro. Like, everybody, come on now. We're actually gonna repost this tweet. We actually missed something here. There we go. All right, so we actually missed. We're gonna post this to Twitter now, just so people can understand. Like, what are y'all talking about? Was it a big drop? Sure. But was it a crash? Absolutely not. How does PPI affect the price? I only heard about CPI. Well, they're both relevant. CPI is consumers inflation. PPI is producers inflation. So they're both relevant. You know. All right, guys. So NRBO going absolutely crazy here. And maybe this one flies up today. We'll see. What are you guys watching today? Let me know. List them in chat. Let me know what you're watching. Yesterday was a crazy day, man. I appreciate everybody that joined us for the CPI stream because it was absolutely ridiculous, bro. We had 4,500 people here just chilling with us. Yeah, it was a fun stream. And today we got PPI today. So we'll see if we get something interesting today, man. It should be fun. Might be a crazy day again today. Hopefully the PPI data comes out good. Again, if we're looking at what the expectational stuff is for this, right? 7.1% core PPI year over year for August is what they're expecting. 0.3% month over month is what they're expecting. Year over year, basic PPI that everybody's going to be watching is they're expecting 8.8%. 8.8%. We come in lower than 8.8%. We're going to be doing well. Last time PPI came in at 9.8% year over year for August. So, man. All right. So we want to come in under 8.8%. Anything under 8.8% hopefully will cause a rebound in the market. Anything over 8.8%, and we might be due for another huge pullback today. Now, again, we have to be very careful. There's a lot of fundamental stuff happening over the next couple weeks. We got the Fed meeting going live. We got just a lot of stuff happening. And so, yeah, we'll see. But just a lot of stuff going on. Y'all do me a favor as you come in, hit the like button, vote on the poll, bullish or bearish on PPI inflation data today. 66% are bearish, 34% are bullish. It was a correction due to upcoming more rate hikes with disappointment in CEI, not a crash. A crash would have been 3,500 points or more with a major circuit breaker halt in the market. Right, exactly. We would have broken lows and continued down. Like I said, this is not a crash. Like a crash would have been like if we would have done this. You know, broken under this low here, that would have been a crash, right? Literally, this is the candle everybody's talking about. Literally, everybody's talking about this right here being a crash. Was it a huge drop? Absolutely, but it wasn't a crash, man. And again, like I said, everybody needs to stop sensationalizing the markets. Was it a brutal red day? Absolutely. Was it one of the bigger red days of the last few years? Yes. Was it a crash? No. We didn't break lows. We didn't even break the weekly low yesterday. Not even the weekly low. The weekly low was at like 389. Look at where the SPY is right now. SPY's at like 395. We didn't even break that. And so I might buy the dip short term. But again, we do have, here's the thing though. We do, just because it hasn't really technically crashed yet, does not mean we're not going to crash again. There's risks. Okay. What the risks are is today we have PPI inflation data coming out. And then next week we got the FOMC rate hike decision. Those are the risks, right? I don't know. I couldn't imagine Jerome Powell having a hawkish stance in some of this stuff. If he comes out with a hawkish stance and this PPI inflation data is bad, that might cause chaos. That might cause chaos because, again, that's just going to be one after the other of a bad economic release, bad sympathy, bad sentiment, and that could cause drama in the market. Yeah, they're just sensationalizing the market, unfortunately, and that's just kind of how it goes. I mean, it depends on what you define as a crash. You can define it as a crash, that's fine, but like, look at it over the last week, man. Like, we're not even breaking the weekly lows, you know? Was it good for the market? Absolutely not. Again, I'm thinking about maybe buying Disney here. Here's Disney. Here's the NQ. Might buy a little baby dip right now in the micro NQ. The micro E-mini is what we'll probably buy. Yeah, we're on one contract in the micro here. All right, so the technical definition. Let's see. All right. So we dropped about 5% yesterday. About 5%. You know, give or take. So yeah, not a crash. Crash is when you drop 10%. So this is literally only half of a crash. You know, it's not even a full crash is when you drop technically by over 10%. We dropped about 5% yesterday. So was it a terrible drop? Absolutely. Was it a crash? No. What is more important, month over month PPI or year over year? I would say year over year is what they look at the most. Like, it's kind of like CPI data. For CPI data, what they looked at is the year over year data. So in this case, anything year over year PPI for August coming in at under 8.8% is good. Anything over 8.8%, especially in this current bear market, is bad. But I would say they mostly look at yearly. Y'all hit the like button as well, guys, if you haven't already. Hit the like button. Hit the notification bell. Hey, what's up, Ricky? Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, if Nvidia's down that much, I might buy the dip. Michael Burry is gonna be loving this. My biggest dip buy is probably gonna be Disney. You know, honestly, I'm actually kind of green in a lot of my swing trades. Still, I'm still green in Neo, still green in Nasdaq, still green in GameStop, red at Disney now. But it's small. So, I mean, not too shabby here. We'll take it. We bought the dip in the micro E-mini as well. But yeah, just, they always say the time to buy is when blood is running in the streets. And maybe it's that time right now. Yeah, the FOMC meeting next week is going to be that's going to be absolutely ridiculous, man. That's going to be cause some chaos in the markets, to be honest here. And we just got to be careful. Yeah, the FOMC meeting next week is going to be crazy. And we got to be very, very careful, I think. Market makers had the data last week. They have a lot more resources than the Fed. Huge bull trap. I mean, I don't. What's a bull trap? I mean, we're not up enough to be in a bull trap right now. You know. Bull trap would be when we go up and then they trap us and then crash the market or whatever. I guess that's what you're referring to. You think that's what this is? Is a bull trap? I don't know, man. I think we've been extended. I don't think this drop is that big relative to like our last couple months range. You know, like again, here's the big picture of the SPY here. This is the yearly chart on the SPY. Okay, so like here's the yearly chart on the SPY. I don't think that drop is that big relative to the range of the market over the past year. I mean, was it a big drop? Sure, you know. But was it some catastrophic event that just destroys the stock market? No. Like when we start breaking under this level, we start breaking under these yearly lows down here at 360s. That's when we're in trouble. We're still at 390s right now. And so was it a bad, nasty drop? Absolutely. Was it? Yeah, we're going to cut the micro here. Was it a bad drop? Absolutely. Right. But was it a catastrophic drop? No. You know, market dropped about 5%. Was it good? No, we didn't even get halted. You know, when it's really bad, what happens is like circuit breaker halts will happen. Somebody mentioned this earlier. When it's really bad, I think when you move over 10%, you know, they actually halt the markets for I think the first one's 15 minutes. I'll have to look up at exactly what the procedure is, but it's something like that. And so in that regard, you know, we're not even close to that. You know, it would have had to be 2 times as worse. To actually have that happen. Stop talking about yesterday. It's too soon. Hey, JJ, it's all good, bro. You'll be all right. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Hey, we appreciate you guys. Ooh. All right, guys, micro immediately bouncing back up a little bit. Oh, I've got some gifts here. Gift is I've got a PC game 1 month, PC Game Pass 1 month, gift to a friend. Anybody want that? Anybody want it? Valid for new Xbox Game Pass members only. CC required. I mean, somebody can have it if they want it, but first half bullish and selling rise. Hey, what's up, guys? TF 3-day bull run before the data was released. Algos were in control. I think, yeah, maybe. FOMC meeting will we'll see, bro. I don't think the FOMC meeting is gonna rip the market up. I think that the Fed has to raise rates aggressively now because in turn, I think in turn, inflationary data was high, and so unless they're aggressive, people are gonna panic, and they already are to a certain extent. And so I think they're gonna raise rates aggressively, maybe 100 basis points now. I saw some people mentioning that. That's certainly plausible at this point in time. And so, but I think whenever you're really aggressive in raising rates short term, it causes short term fear and kind of tanks the market. And so I think that's inevitable at this point in time. I think they're going to be more aggressive in raising rates, as they should be, considering how high inflation has been. And in that regard, they are going to. In that regard, it's going to cause some short-term suffering in the stock market. Is what I think. Hey, thank you, JW. Hey, nobody bring up the fact that I bought the Disney dip yesterday and lost money on it. Nobody bring up the fact. You know. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm certainly, honestly, guys, if you guys remember what I did, I don't know if I did it yesterday or the day before, but do you guys remember? I basically liquidated most of my swing trading positions yesterday and the day before. And my justification for it is because I did not want to hold it through CPI. I did not want to hold it through PPI. I did not want to hold it through the FOMC meeting. And so anybody that's here, do you guys remember I liquidated my swing trading positions? Most of them. I'm still holding. Again, I'm still holding GameStop, NASDAQ, NEO, Disney. And NEO is actually still green. So is NASDAQ and GameStop too. So they're all still fine. But I got out of DraftKings. I got out of a few of them, you know. And so I'm glad I did that. In hindsight, that was the right move. And it kind of shows you, you know, I'm not trying to gamble by holding through big economic releases. I bought the dip, but I didn't realize there was a dippity dip dip. Hey, that's right. Hey, well, good. Hey, well, at least that's better than us. Indy. Hey, what's up, brother? I think the potential 75 basis points hike is already priced in. Potentially, that might have been why we dropped so much yesterday. Certainly possible. All right, guys, Micro mini dipping down a little bit again. Let me know if y'all are buying the dip. I think we need to just the market crash of 29 was a 45% loss in 2 days. Who would be like the Dow dropping over 12,000 points yesterday, not 1,200 point correction we saw yesterday. Just, yeah, 100%, man. What it is people trying to sensationalize. It is what it really is. It's people trying to sensationalize it, you know. It is what it is. I mean, I get it. I understand. As a YouTuber, I mean, you know, sometimes that's what you got to do. But yeah, I think I can question whether there was a crash, but you know, again, just in terms of sheer definition, crash is 10% plus. We didn't drop. We dropped 5% yesterday, so it would have had to be 2 times as worse as yesterday's drop to be considered an actual stock market crash by the technical definition. So in that regard, you know. Crash Bandicoot, what's your sentiment with this PPI report? Well, John, what type of headphones you use? I most of the time use AirPods, but right now my AirPods are dead, so these are Bose. These are old though, but these have been kicking around, man. My mother-in-law gave me these years ago as like a Christmas present, so I'm still wearing them. These are solid. I like these. The only problem is they kind of hurt my ear. Hey, what's up, Doug? Hey, what's up, Mountain? Again, vote on the poll right now. If we're looking at our votes, bullish or bearish on PPI inflation data today, 61% are bearish, and understandably so, man. I mean, it's a doomy, gloomy market right now. How did you do yesterday? I made money. I shorted all morning. I made money shorting the futures market. And so yeah, we made money all morning. Another crash. Again, this isn't a crash here, guys. I mean, we could have a crash, but again, I'm going to draw this. Again, this is the thing that you really got to understand, everybody at home. Okay, I see a lot of people calling this a stock market crash. Number one, just let's go by technical definition. Okay, technical definition is when the markets drop 10% or more. Okay, this is not a 10% drop. Okay, this is the crash. The crash everybody's talking about. You know, it's technically not a crash. And even if when you look at it, we didn't even break the weekly low yesterday. Okay, so was it a bloody red doomy day? Of course. But was it a stock market crash? No. It dropped like what, 5%? It would have to drop 10% to be considered a crash. Literally 2x what it dropped yesterday. And so it was not a crash. Here's the weekly low. We didn't even break the weekly low here, guys. Like, that's the weekly low. Okay. Like, the weekly low was 389. Look at where we're at now, guys. We are literally at 395. Okay, we didn't even break the weekly low. People need to stop sensationalizing this. I don't know how many people I've seen talking about a stock market crash, and that's just not what happened. Like, market tanked absolutely. CPI report. What happened yesterday is that because the CPI inflation data came in higher than expected, a lot of people put this together, right? So this is what happened in everybody's head yesterday. This is why the market tanked, and I'm going to explain why. Okay, yesterday they came out with higher than expected CPI. They expected 8.1%. They showed 8.3%, which was higher than expected. It wasn't ridiculously higher. than expected, though, which is one of the reasons I'm buying this dip. But what people did was people said, okay, inflation is worse than expected. Jerome Powell in the next FOMC meeting on the 21st is going to raise rates more aggressively. So he's probably going to raise rates 75 to 100 basis points. And that caused people to front load or get baked into that potential outcome. That's all that's happening here. I've seen a few people like Larry and a few other people mention that. That's what's happening here, is that people are just getting baked into the rate hike decision that's going to happen on the 21st from Jerome Powell. And again, because inflation was higher than expected in that regard, that he's probably going to be a little bit more aggressive in raising rates. Aggressive rate hikes causes short-term drops in the market on average, conventionally. And so that's kind of what we got yesterday. And again, I'm probably going to be buying this dip. Now the question is, are we baked into that already? Or do we have more to do? It's also going to be dependent on what happens with the PPI report. PPI comes out at 8:30 today. We're going to cover it live. Hit the subscribe button, you want to, and we'll see what happens. Even if 7% is the first circuit breaker, we didn't hit that either. We didn't even hit the first circuit breaker. What if we break that weekly today? Well, I mean, that's not good. I don't want to see that, of course. I'd like to see us hold that, but it's still not a crash. A 100 basis points mean we are in a recession? Maybe. And again, guys, we didn't even break the weekly low. Not even the weekly low. It's not about basis points. The basis points aren't gonna the basis points aren't gonna be what's indicative of the of a recession. What's gonna be indicative of a recession is if we're already technically there. We've already had minus GDP growth in 2 consecutive quarters. Like, that's already there. And I think GDP is released on Friday. Usually they're released Friday this week. Let me make sure. I don't know when GDP comes out. Maybe it's not this Friday. Maybe it's next week. Or maybe it's next quarter. When was the last GDP release in it? I cover so many of these releases. Okay, so September 15th. Oh, no. September 20. Wait. Okay, yeah. So we still got a couple weeks before. The next one's going to come out at September 29th. All right. So that one shows negative. And we're already here. I mean, again, here's the quarters. Like, this is the GDP data, if you guys want to look at it, right? So once this happened here, we put in 2 consecutive losing GDP quarters, right? Here's the first one. If you look at it, right, let's make this. Here's the first one. Here is the second one. Okay, so we put in 2 consecutive GDP losing quarters. And so technically, by the technical definition, we are in a recession right now. Now, the next one comes out. I'll have to check. But the next one comes out the 29th. I heard this morning that we're now priced in at 85 basis points. We might be. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you guys think here. I'm not selling, man. I'm buying Disney. I'm going to add to Disney here. See, we're going to add to Disney. We're in a small trade. Very small. Luckily, we bought the dip yesterday. Post CPI report, and then we bounced a little bit at the open, and we were able to take some profit off. We're gonna add to this now. All right, we're in 30 shares of Disney. I just think it's very cheap at 112s. We'll see how this treats us. Fubo Long. Hey, what's up, Han? Hey, good morning. Yeah, UK CPI was down. So UK did drop their numbers here. If we look at the UK, let's take a look at the UK numbers here. So UK did drop their numbers here. Okay, so UK dropped In terms of basic CPI, UK dropped 9.9%. 9.9% is what they showed, which is down from 10.2% expectations and 10.1% last time. So 9.9% is what the UK showed here. Here is the UK's data here. UK came in lower than expected in terms of inflationary data. Again, here is expectations, and here's actual. Okay, so just to show you how to read this chart, again, here's England, right? They expected 0.6% inflationary data. They came in better than expected. They showed 0.5% instead. So UK actually came in lower than expected in terms of inflationary data. And this is month over month. Year over year, they expected 10.2%. They came in at 9.9%. So came in lower than expected in that regard as well. Last time it was 10.1%. So in terms of yearly CPI, England came in lower than last time, lower than expected on both fronts, except for this one. They came in lower than last time. Yeah, and lower than expectations for England here. So that's a good report for England. Not sure how it's going to affect everything else, but we'll see. Will the PPI data affect the market? It's not going to affect it the same as CPI. CPI is certainly more relevant. CPI is certainly more influential. Certainly more influential. But PPI is still very relevant. You know, I can see Kathy Wood say deflation in the pipeline heading for the PPI, CPI, PCE deflator from post-COVID price peaks. Lumber at minus 60%, copper at minus 35%, oil at minus 35%, iron ore at minus 60%, dram at minus 46%, corn at minus 17%, Baltic freight rates at minus 79%, gold at minus 17%, and silver at minus 39%. Yeah, but not according to this inflationary report we got yesterday in terms of CPI. CPI was higher than expected, so Kathy was wrong, at least short term. Luna is down 40% in the past 2 hours here, man. Wow. Is it really? Wow, man. Look at Luna. When did this happen? Because this happened today. Wow. Look at Luna today, guys. Wow. This is Luna. Down 31% today. Yeah, but wasn't this already kind of getting pretty brutally beat up over the last few days? Let's look at a 15-day chart. Daily chart. Yeah, I mean, Luna was at 120s or so. I don't know who was buying Luna anyway, to be honest. Right, that's what I'm saying. PPI is still very important. Do you think England will take over the world again? No. Look, listen, my actual last name is London, okay? I'm very English in terms of ethnicity, very English. And my last name is actually London. I have the most English British sounding name ever. But, like, England's time is done, bro, you know. They had their moments in history, and that's all good, but, you know. I lost 5K at Luna. I made the mistake of riding the roller coaster late. Hey, I'm sorry to hear that, Solomon. That's rough, brother. Yeah, Luna's the one that keeps crashing. A lot of apes bought it. Eh? YouTubers were hyping up Luna for the past few weeks. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm not buying that, bro. That's kind of like buying. Yeah, I'm just not buying that, bro. Yeah, the only thing I'm buying right now is Disney. I'm buying Disney. That's the only thing, and it's a small position. And if we keep dropping after these reports, maybe I'll add more. But that's the only thing I'm essentially buying right now. I'm not buying anything else, you know. Where does one see this PPA data come out live? Right here. We're going to cover it as soon as it comes out. Disney still up 18% from the $95 call out. Yeah, for sure, Joshua. And I kind of pivot back and forth, right? So I'm going to add right back to Disney if it keeps dropping. Netflix, I might buy some of that too, but Netflix I'm a little bit less sure about. And so I'm just going to wait and chill for that one. Hey, what's up, Chris? Good morning. Good morning. Fubo is the next Netflix-like play. Yeah, well, Fubo, I already made money on Fubo, but I sold it. You know, I liquidated all my positions, and in hindsight, it was a very good move. Like pre-CPI, I liquidated everything. Not everything. I'm still holding, like I said, I'm still holding Neo, and I'm still up in Neo. Neo is one of my swing trades that yesterday didn't do that badly. And so one of my swing trades was Neo. I'm still holding it. Still holding Neo. My entry is 1770s. So honestly, one of my better trades in a long time. 1770s. We're up, 20, 25% in this one. Not quite. A little bit less. We're up like 23% or something like that. But hey, listen, I'm very happy with that. Beautiful trade for Neo. And we're still holding it. Luckily, very small position now, but we're still holding it. NASDAQ, we're still green in NASDAQ. GameStop, we're still green in GameStop as well. And so we were in Fubo as well. We bought Fubo at like the 320s and rode it up to like almost $5 and sold. So we're not holding that anymore. But maybe after, all the craziness that happens in the market over the next couple of days and weeks, maybe we'll add some more and buy some more here. But again, I'm just, listen, I'll put it this way. There's a lot of people that like to gamble with these fundamental releases because you can make big money doing it. But the problem is you can lose big money as well. Like a lot of people like to, like it's the same thing with options. Like a lot of people buy call and put options, pre-earnings reports, pre-FOMC meeting, pre-CPI report, pre-PPI report, all that stuff. All right. A lot of people buy call options and stuff like that before these big major economic releases. And then if they go against them, they go against them big, And so I'm not one to really gamble on these reports. If I'm swing trading or anything short term, I do not hold it through these reports. It's too risky. There's just too much unknown to gamble in these things, right? And so I would rather wait for extension from these reports or after these reports and then buy that instead or attack that one way or the other. But I'm not buying it it's like I never buy something pre-earnings. That's a gamble. You never know. A company can have great earnings and still tank. A company can have terrible earnings and still rip. Same thing here. We don't know what the CPI report's going to show. We don't know what the PPI report's going to show. And so trying to take some sizable position based off of that is a coin flip at best. And the only real way to do that, I think, is if you're buying far out the money cheap options and you're just kind of buying really cheap far out the money options, and if it goes against you, then you're only out a small amount. But if it goes in your favor, you have the potential to take a small gain and turn it into something big. That's the only way I think that it would be justifiable to take positions before these things. But I still think that there's risk in that regard anyway. Anyone in Lunar, getting in Lunar shows the problem with crypto. The vast majority have no idea and speculate. Yeah, 100%, man. It's just one of those things where people get sold, man. It's truly what it is. People get sold on these stocks, bro. They get sold on these stocks. Most of them are just terrible companies. Most of them are terrible companies. Same thing in crypto. Like penny stock sensationalism is always there. Oh, this stock is going to go crazy. This 30-cent penny stock is just going to, be the next Amazon. It's like, no, it's not. Like, y'all get out of here. It's actually far more likely it's going to get delisted, go to pink sheets, and then go to zero. Look at it objectively. Like, there's a reason that everybody's hyping up these penny stocks, and most of the time it's because they're front loading ahead of time. And that's been going on for years now. Can you cover macroeconomics? In what way, Albion? Be careful if the PPI is lower than expected, the inflation is worse than we thought because companies are increasing prices because of lower consumer spending, potentially. But if it's lower than expected, I still think we're going to have a positive reaction short term. John, isn't it so funny how fast all these YouTubers fall off their streams when the market starts doing bad? Thank you again for being here. Hey, thank you, brother. We appreciate you. Renoir, get out of here with that, bro. That dude was just bound to get, you know. Yeah. Euro versus dollar? Well, it's just a gauge on the health of those two countries. You know what I mean? You see the dollar going down? I hope the dollar goes down. The reason I hope the dollar goes down is because that's good for the equities market. It's good for crypto. It's good for the equities market. And so in that regard, I want to see the dollar drop because it means that people aren't going to want to sit on their losing dollar and instead are going to flood the markets, and flood the equities markets, flood the crypto market, so forth and so on. And so I think the dollar has been pumping up. Let's look at the DXY. I think the dollar has just been pumping up over the past while. Yeah, here's a yearly chart. And so I think it's time that we started to see a correction in this because I think this is causing, you know, if you look, there's an inverse correlation between this and the equities market and crypto as well. And so it's like, if you want to see the equities market start to do better, we need the dollar to drop. Here's a 1 month chart. And so, yeah, dollar's been pumping up. And so you can even see after the CPI report, when the market tanked, the dollar ripped. Again, the logic in this is that people aren't going to want to sit on a losing dollar. And so they flood the equities and asset speculative markets when their dollar is losing value. When the dollar is rising, nobody wants to invest in anything else because their dollar is gaining value in and of itself. And so with that, we want to see the dollar drop. It's up too much. And, you know, that should be beneficial for the equities market. Yeah, it's better to be fearful when others are greedy, greedy when others are fearful. Intel is one of my top buys after the market crashes. Yeah, man, I ended up getting out of my Intel swing, fortunately. And maybe it's so cheap now, maybe we buy it back, you know. Yeah, the dollar price is reflective of Powell Fed rate hikes. The more he raises, the more the dollar will go. Yeah, for sure. Jeff Bezos of Amazon lost 9.8 billion yesterday. Elon lost 8.4. Yeah, but that's going to happen in big market drops. If it was just their company, I think that would be a bigger worry. But, you know, considering it's the whole market, you know, they're fine. They understand. I'm ready to buy 50x or 50k in call options on FCX. What do you think? Just make sure you're okay with that risk. So you're talking about FCX, the stock? This is Freeport McMoran. It's an American mining company. Producer of molybdenum, major copper producer. Yeah, I mean, metals. Good luck, man. I really don't know. These are the type of moves where I really have no idea what this is going to do. And good luck, brother. Just if you're going to put that much money in it, just make sure you're okay with the risk that entails, because that's a lot of money, bro. Just be careful, man. I have no idea what anything's going to do. You know, no idea what it's going to do. Well, it affects them. I mean, they're certainly not happy with it, Lex. But I think a lot of them just kind of add more on these dips and dollar cost average over a long period of time in order to curb some of that volatility. All right, guys, remember, PPI comes out in about 2 hours. Yeah, so America's billionaires lost 93 billion today, one of the biggest routes in history. Again, are y'all buying up stuff today, guys? Let me know. Brutal market. All right, guys. Are y'all buying up stuff here, man? Like I said, I might buy. I'm gonna kind of average into Disney a little bit during this craziness here. We'll probably try to plan to get maybe like 75 shares total of Disney. We started it off with 30. We keep dipping, leading up into the FOMC meeting, PPI today, and all this stuff. Then we'll keep adding. It's going to be an interesting today. Pre-order KW for the IPO today and agreed to let my. Hey, good luck, Pawn. Biden to approve 900 million infrastructure bill. That'll be interesting too. Yeah, y'all stay safe. Guys, should I put all my money into an ETF tonight or into ETH tonight? Whew, I don't know about it. I all your money? I wouldn't know. I mean, no, not I wouldn't, but maybe you should. I don't know. I'm certainly not an investment professional, not liable if you lose, especially with ETH. The ETH merge is coming up, but who knows what's going to happen during it, man? It might be chaos. So y'all stay safe in these markets, man. You know, it's 7:20. Y'all do me a favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We do have PPI inflationary data coming out in a couple, in about an hour or two, really about 2.5 hours, so 2.1 hours. So PPI is coming out at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. And again, vote on the poll right now here. If you look at the poll, we got 60-40 bears. So we got about 400 votes. 40% are bullish, 60% are bearish. Opinion on PPI will be higher or lower than expected. I hope it's lower, but again, who knows? I hope it's lower, but again, nobody really knows what's going to happen here. Man, so Kathy Wood said deflation is coming. Do you guys agree with her? Do you think deflation is coming or not? Ask people. Do you think deflation is coming? PPI number 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, it's at 8:30 stocks. Best moment is to buy next week after the Fed meeting, FOMC meeting. What would you speculate if PPI falls short like CPI yesterday? Well, I think we're going to get more red. I think we're going to get more red. I think that the markets are down sizably from yesterday, just big drops. I think there's been a lot of chaos, a lot of red action. And so the question mark now is what happens with PPI, man? And I think who knows what we're going to get. But again, stick around. We'll be able to cover it fully here as it happens. Not yet. Need bigger rate hikes. Yeah, for sure. Rate hikes are coming. Almost certainly. I think everybody understands now that the Fed's going to be more aggressive in raising rates. And with that, it might cause some bigger short-term pain. Remember, the FOMC meeting is next Wednesday. Next Wednesday is the FOMC meeting. So, yeah, we'll see. And yeah, it'll be fun, guys. We'll see what we get here, team. It's going to be a crazy few weeks here. SPY dipping down to 394s, Q down to 294s. We got the NEO stock at 2180s here. If we look at like the NQ, NASDAQ 100 has been dipping down with the market as well. Just a bloody time. Bloody time. Here's the NASDAQ 100 chart. Just a bloody time here in the market. Again, is it time to buy the dips? Are you guys still fearing inflation? If we look at this, we did have England report their PPI, or England reported their CPI this morning. So England did report their CPI this morning. If we look at England CPI, let's go ahead and talk about it here. England came out with their CPI, and this is basically their data here right now. So this is England's data here. So if we look at CPI, England came in, they were expecting 0.6% for month-over-month CPI. They came in at 0.5%, which was better, lower than expected in terms of CPI. So lower inflationary month-over-month data for England. For their yearly CPI, they expected 10.2%, which is just ridiculously high, man. That's so high. It actually came in lower than expected as well at 9.9%. And so England came in a little bit better than expected with inflationary data. Now, again, we'll see if we get some good news today for PPI report, and that's coming out in about 2 hours. We're going to cover it fully live here as it happens. You won't have to go anywhere. We're going to drop it as soon as it comes out. We're going to show you guys what we're as soon as it comes out, we're going to show you guys what happens, and we're going to cover the numbers as soon as they drop. We're going to post them on screen, and we're going to cover them as soon as they happen here, so be ready. Again, let me know your predictions for PPI. What number do you think we're going to come in for PPI here? Let me do a Twitter poll. We actually haven't done a Twitter poll for PPI, so let's do one. PPI drops today at 8:30 a.m. All right, so in terms of PPI, again, they're expectational numbers. We're going to just do higher or lower than expected. Man, my eyes itching. It's time. PPI drops today at 8:30. Will the numbers show higher, lower, or neutral? We're going to do a Twitter poll. Neutral. We're just going to do on par. All right. Higher, lower, or on par with expectations here. Again, let us know. And again, I guess what's trending right now, stock market crash is trending. Let's see what we get, man. Market's kind of pulling back a little bit. All right, we're going to post this on Twitter. Again, y'all give me a follow on Twitter. We're going to post this number here. Give me a follow on Twitter. And yeah, vote on the poll right now. All right, so we just did our poll. Here is the poll if you want to vote on it. Predicted the U.S. will lose $4 billion. You should. Day if the railroad that slack has to be picked up by something. Just saying. What's expected for PPI? Higher, higher, higher. Lower is better. Higher is bad. Yeah, for sure. We want it lower than expected here, guys. Expectational numbers for the PPI data coming out today are as follows here. Number one, I think we dropped the NBA 30-year mortgage rate already. Let's see what that showed for NBA 30-year mortgage. Let me check my sources here. Okay, so I don't think I actually dropped these yet. Okay, so they did show NBA mortgage applications came in at minus 1.2% with previous of minus 0.8%. Mortgage market index came in at 255 versus 258.1 last time. NBA purchase index came in at 198.1 versus 197.8 last time. Mortgage refinance index came in at 532.9 versus 556.4. So that data came out about 30 minutes ago. Again, vote on our Twitter poll right now, though. Let's see what we get. The dollar, we want to see this drop short term here. And again, the dollar has been ramping up lately over the last year, really. And so we want to see the dollar drop. Market's starting to push up a little bit. Market's starting to push down as the dollar moves up here. You can see a short-term chart. Here's the dollar ramping up. This is not what we want to see. We want to see the dollar fail, or not fail. We don't want to see it fail. We want to see the dollar drop. Dollar's up so much already. But market's starting to dip down a little bit here, guys. Again, expectational numbers for PPI are as follows here. So PPI comes out today. What we're expecting is 7.1% for core PPI versus 7.6% last time. Monthly PPI, we're expecting 0.3 versus 0.2% last time. And base CPI year over year is coming in at 8.8% expectations versus 9.8% last time. And so again, if we're under 8.8%, that's good. That's what we want to see. We want to see it lower than expected, under 8.8%. I think anything under 8.8% is fine. Anything over 8.8% might cause more chaos. The reason the CPI, the reason the market tanked yesterday is because CPI came in about 0.2% higher than expected. It wasn't a super high miss. It wasn't like a huge miss or anything like that. It was only 0.2% higher than expectations here. And so that's rough here. Market came in much higher than expected. Here, buddy. Jack. Hey, what you doing, man? Go ask your mom. That's your mom's call, buddy. Love you, man. All right. Hey, thank you guys for the follow on Twitter. I appreciate you guys. Again, we got a lot of people have voted on the poll already here. We've already had a lot of votes on the poll. 43% said higher than expected. 43% also say lower than expected. And then 14% said on par with expectations. So getting kind of mixed results here. Only a couple people think it's going to be on par. Everybody else thinks it's going to be, higher or potentially lower. Data's coming out in about 2 hours. Hey, what's up, Ali? Hey, thank you so much. What time is it in Texas? It is 6:30 in the morning right now. I start the stream. I get up at about 4:30 Texas time. Start the stream at about 5:10 Texas time or so. Give or take is usually when I start the stream. Yeah, so it's always consistent, JJ. So it's always CPI drops. And then after that, PPI drops. And then usually, depending on what's going on the week, we have retail sales or jobless claims the day after. And then, that's usually how it goes. CPI drops once a month, So the problem is that the stock market was expecting a CPI lower than or equal to 7.8. Well, no, the market maybe retail might have been expecting that. But all the analysts, if you see what analysts were expecting here, you can see they all got it wrong, essentially. Like, they all got it wrong, except for one. I can't remember. Let me see. I think we can find it here. I saw a list of all the expectations. Yeah, this is the list here. This is the list here. All right, so if you look at this list, this is what they were estimating for CPI yesterday, right? Credit Suisse. Credit Suisse, 7.9%. Morgan Stanley, 7.9%. Wells Fargo, I'm not going to draw this anywhere. They all basically expected lower than what we came in at. The only people that actually got it right was BMO. BMO was the only person that got it right. Everybody else was wrong. Lower than expected. Lower than what came out. Lower was wrong. underestimating it. All of these guys underestimating it. Bank of America got close. HSBC got close. BMO got it right. And so everybody was wrong. This is why the CPI had such a negative impact on markets yesterday. Is because when you look at this here, everybody got it wrong. Everybody got it wrong except for this guy right here. Right? He was the only person that was correct with his analyzation. Everybody was more optimistic than they should have been. And in turn, the market just dove down, just tanked yesterday. It's not technically a crash. You got a lot of people saying, oh, the market crashed. No, it didn't. Market has to drop 10% for a crash to happen. It didn't even drop 7% yesterday. Didn't even drop 5%. Close to 5%. It might have been 5% actually. But my point is that when you look at a yearly chart, this was not a crash. Like, was it a nasty, brutal drop? Of course. But was it a crash? No. Hey, what's up, Lynn? Yeah, I'm glad I sold most of my numbers, or most of my positions yesterday. Natsuka says, ever think about making your studio nicer? Your channel's starting to grow. Better light, background, and camera. You look like you're okay. You look like you're in your mom's basement with love. I mean... Yeah, I mean, I just kind of have to do this right now. I'm in my mom's basement. Come on now, look. I am in my literal library office over here, okay? I am in my actual library office over here, okay? I have it dark because it's early in the morning and I don't want it super bright. I also don't want the people outside to see me working at 5 a.m. But I'm in my library office, bro. Like, look at this. You want to see where I'm at right now? This is my office right now. I'm literally in my library office right now. My mom's basement. Come on now, man. I have to prove you wrong here. With love, I had to prove you wrong here. I am not in my mom's basement. I am in my office library. Cheers to you, sir. Cheers to you. Oh, man. But yeah, guys. Yeah, it was a good troll. If it was a troll, cheers to you, sir. It was a great troll, honestly. Yeah. Optimistic because inflation is dropping. Inflation is going up, man. Bank of Montreal got it right. Shout out to my Canadian brothers and sisters. Yeah, it's too bright in here, dude. Yeah, it's too bright in here, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, man. Yeah, it's too bright in here, bro. I'm not just, Hey, what's up? What's up, Raul? Hey, what's up, brother? You got that in your library? I do somewhere, bro. I got it somewhere in here, dude. It's somewhere over there, bro. I got a bunch of books, man. They're somewhere over there, dude. I don't know where they are. They're somewhere over here, man. Hey, all good, Nat. I'm just messing with you, too. Right, we don't have basements in Texas here, bro. We got attics, okay? We have attics in Texas, no basements. It's too humid to have basements here. Let's look through your books, bro. I got so many books here. John has books for show. They came with the house. No, I don't, bro. I actually have too many books. This library actually could not fit my books. I still have boxes of books. I actually have boxes of books upstairs still that couldn't fit here. I didn't have enough room. I could stack them on top of it, but I just chose to just not worry about it. But no, I actually have more books than actually fit in this library. Yeah, I'm in Houston. I'm around Houston, not exactly in Houston. Apparently yesterday was the third largest down day in the history of the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ might have tanked. Let me see. Here's the NQ. I don't know, man. I don't know if that sounds right, to be honest. I was just working at the Port of Houston last week. Hey, what's up, Jason? PPI at 8:30. Yeah. No, I'm not in Louisiana. I'm from Louisiana, William. So I'm a huge Saints fan. I'm from Baton Rouge, but I am not. But I don't live in Louisiana anymore. All right, guys. So yeah, huge down day in the NASDAQ. Are you buying dips? I guess is the question here. Hey man, my crypto channel is up to 915 subscribers. Hey, 915. Y'all bullish or bearish on the ETH merge? Bro, I don't know, man. We got that big stream yesterday, and I've gotten nothing but scammers in my comment section since then. Like, scammers are literally talk to themselves in the comment. They'd be like, "How do you make money in crypto?" "Oh, I know how to make money. Use my trading guru, Deshaun. He has helped me make $537.27.5 yesterday. Kindly find him here." You know, and it's just kind of like, bro, like, what are the odds that somebody makes a comment and then all of a sudden you get 30 other comments within like 30 seconds? Like, just unlikely. Like, banned. They're all getting banned here. Like, get out of here. Like, a bunch of bots talking to themselves in the comment section of my videos. And it's ridiculous. So the merge goes live in about 18 hours. If you go to Win Merge, you can find more information on it. I'm buying dips, so dippy, they're never going to undip. You're buying the dippiest dips of the whole dip land, right? Rinse and repeat until the end of the year. Hey, let's hit at least 390 today. Good voice. Hey, thank you, sir. Hey, we got the voice of an angel over here. When I first wake up, I feel like I sound like Batman. After I wake up, I'm like Pee Wee Herman, you know? Sorry, guys. I haven't even checked my Discord. I got to check it. Cool, man. Yeah, I'm seeing kind of an argument in my chat regarding CME Group. John, was it hard to move from Louisiana to Texas? Not really. What is expected for PPI? You just got to get a new license, all this stuff. PPI is expected to come in at 8.8%. It's dropping in 48 minutes. 48 minutes. So PPI is coming out in less than an hour, dropping in about 48 minutes. Expectations for PPI year over year coming in at 8.8%. Last time was 9.8%. Monthly PPI is expected to come in. I'm seeing multiple different. What are y'all showing as expectational data for your PPI reports? I am showing on one platform, I'm showing expectations for 8.8% for yearly PPI. On the same platform, it's showing expectations for monthly PPI is coming in at minus 0.1%. Core PPI expectational numbers are 7.1%. Core PPI month over month expectational numbers are for 0.3%. What are y'all showing for expectations here? Let me look at another platform here to see what we're showing. I was looking at two of them. I'm looking at Market Watches, and I'm also looking at Market Watch and Bloomberg here. So according to Market Watch, those are those datas here. Market Watch doesn't even have, according to Bloomberg, that was the data showing. They're showing at minus 0.1% is what they're showing for today, man. Market Watch is just not really looking at too much stuff here, interesting enough. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys are showing. Expectational numbers for PPI, again, are showing up in this specific instance at minus 0.1% month over month PPI. And again, dropping in 47 minutes. What are you guys showing for expectational numbers? Thoughts on the merge? Does it work? If it doesn't, I don't know, man. I think that if it goes through, it's going to be huge for ETH and cryptocurrency as a whole. It's going to be impactful over the broader crypto market, but nobody knows. Yeah, I'm already buying the dip. Disney's, I mean, everything's dipping right now, Williams. So I'm already buying that dip, brother. PPI comes out in about 45 minutes. About 45 minutes. Dude, I love that the Final Fantasy Zelda tattoo. Yeah, so I'm seeing a big conversation regarding the benefit of CMEG Group for day traders here. And I'm going to tell you guys my problem with CMEG and what people truly don't understand about it, okay? The problem with CMEG is that CMEG Group is that the fees are going to be so high for day traders that it's going to be almost not worth it, right? A lot of people go there because to get around the PDT rule. It's a lot better to just use the futures market. Like if you look at Top Step is a funded account program in futures, right? So they give you a demo. If you can hit their target on the demo while following the rules, they'll fund you, right? So if you don't have a huge account, that's a great way to get around the PDT rule. If you look at the E-mini and then you look at the SPY, and we talk about this a lot. If you look at the E-mini and you look at the SPY here, it's the same price action. And so it's like if you want to trade these economic releases and day trade them specifically, the futures market is probably where you want to do it. You can look at these and see it's the same price action. If we lower this, it's the same thing. You can trade this right side here in the futures market, no PDT rule, instant settlement, shorting ability, all that good stuff. And so if you don't have a huge account, it's actually a lot cheaper to just try out Top Step and try to get funded in that regard. You know, try the futures market out. That's what you want to do. You can literally trade. Like a lot of people are like, well, no, I can't trade Apple. I can't trade Disney or whatever. Apple and Disney follow the stock market. They do the same thing as the SPY essentially most of the time, right? So you can essentially day trade those with no PDT rule in futures. And Top Step is great, even if you're just learning to trade. Right? Even if you're just learning to trade futures, it's a lot cheaper to try Top Step out. The base package is $160 a month, minus 20% off if you use my link. And you can try it out. And if you lose, you're down $160. If you try futures market out yourself without doing this, you put up thousands of dollars you could potentially lose. And again, it's a good way to learn to where you have some pressure to succeed, but not the full extent. And if you want to check out Top Step, there's the link. I'll also post the link in the description. Great way to help support your boy here. Check them out, get 20% off. And I'll also pin this to the top of the page if anybody wants to try it. But it's just a lot cheaper. A lot of people are just dead set on day trading stocks, but it's like, listen, the futures market is designed for day traders to get around the PDT rule. Like it's literally perfect for day traders to get around the PDT rule. Top Step is a legit funded account program. They're who everybody else copies off of. They're regulated by the U.S. Chicago Mercantile Exchange. They pay out millions, fund thousands of traders a year. So yeah, check them out. I don't know. It depends. We want lower than expected PPI reports. So we want lower than expected PPI data to come out. We do not want higher than expected PPI data. If it comes in higher than expected, that's bad. And that's going to cause chaos in the markets. So we want lower than expected data here, not higher. The lower it is, the better. The higher it is, the worse. And if you want kind of like an educational video about Top Step, I'll post this link here. You can check it out. There's the link. Check it out. All right, guys. We got almost 500 people here. If you haven't already, take the time, hit the subscribe button. Market's starting to bounce back a little bit. So we are starting seeing some comebacks in the market. Oh, man. PPI is inflation for producers, for sellers. CPI is inflation for consumers, for buyers. That's all it is. So PPI is producer price index. So it's sellers, it's producers. Basically how much their price has been going up. CPI is inflation for consumers, buyers, you know. Consumer price index is what CPI stands for. And so it's just two different sides. One of them is consumers with CPI. One of them is producers or sellers with PPI. So today we're going over PPI. Hey, thank you, William. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, Mud. Welcome, brother. Repeat of yesterday, if it comes in higher, not necessarily. It's not as impactful over markets. So like PPI is relevant for sure, but is it as impactful? No. Is it going to be as influential? No. If CPI is up, then PPI is up. Not necessarily. There's a little bit more nuance to it than that because consumers can raise prices in order to combat it. You know what I mean? So the nuance isn't quite the same. Hey, what's up? What's up, Or? He said Fed is not printing money for the first time and the debt is so much. Is this a good time to invest in assets? I'm thinking I'm waiting for the real correction is better, in my opinion. Of course, love. Hey, thank you, brother. The only reason I'm saying thinking about deflation is because that's what K Wood says. We got a few videos on futures trading, Armando. Yeah, I got you, bro. I'll post the link if you want to check it out. And we're going to be trading futures today at the opening bell, just remember. We got a few futures trading videos here. I'll post some of them if you want to check them out. Here's one of them. I'll have to find the other one later, so just stick around. It's one of my tutorials on futures trading. Yeah, PPI comes out in about 40 minutes, roughly 40 minutes. I think the sell-off yesterday was way too much. Yeah, I think we might be a little bit oversold, but I was saying that yesterday before that big sell-off, or before the market opened. So, I mean, I was wildly wrong about yesterday's, of course. But, again, I tend to be an optimist. I want to see the markets go up. I was actually right about the CPI report, though. If you guys remember, and let me know if you guys remember this, but if you guys remember yesterday, people asked me, they said, hey, what do you think is going to happen for the CPI report? And I remember telling them that I expected that. I remember telling them this, okay? Last CPI was better than expected. The markets flew. And I thought that the Fed was, people might not realize, but the Fed does a pretty good job of balancing things, right? And so with the last CPI report being good, I thought that it might be that it was plausible that we might get some drops from the CPI report. Now, of course, I didn't expect drops this substantial, but I did expect some drops from it, and that's exactly what we got. At the same time, though, I was also wrong after it. I was thinking I'd be able to buy the dip after the drop yesterday, and in hindsight, we all know that wasn't right. You know, you YOLO'd on the oversold short term. I didn't YOLO anything. I didn't take any sizable position. The only thing I bought was Disney, and I'm down 20 bucks in it. So, I mean, you know, we'll be okay. You know, PPI is producer price index. Yeah, and I mean, I still think dip buying into this is probably okay. But again, I'm gonna wait. What I really did, if you guys remember what I did, this is essentially my trading activity, specifically swing trading activity over the past couple of weeks. Um, Leading up to this report yesterday, we got into a lot of swing trades. We made a bunch of money. We made money on DraftKings. We bought DraftKings at like 16s and sold it much higher, at like the 18s and 17s. We bought in Fubo at like 320s or whatever it was, and then sold it at like the high 480s, 90s. And so we made money on Fubo. We got in Neo, and we're still holding Neo. We got in Neo at the 1770s. We got in NASDAQ at the $60 level. We made money in that. We got in GameStop at the $24 level, made money in that. We got in Disney, pretty cheap. And so we got into those swing trades, but I don't know if it was yesterday. I think it was the day before yesterday. I think it was Monday. We ended up cutting most of those swing trades. And again, if you guys remember my justification for it, we talked about it many times on stream. The reason we did that is because I was apprehensive to hold through the CPI report. I understand that regardless of what direction I think the market's going to do, that these CPI reports can be crazy. And so in turn, I ended up cutting most of my swing trades. The only ones I held on to Neo, and Neo is actually still green. Neo was green yesterday. I held on to NASDAQ because it's such a small trade. And I held on to GameStop because I didn't think those were going to be super correlated with our markets. And I was right. GameStop green. NASDAQ lost a little bit, but still green on that one. And Neo still very green. Had a green day yesterday. But I cut Fubo. I cut DraftKings. And in hindsight, it was the right move to do that. But after the CPI report, I did buy Disney. And if you want to see my Disney trade, I'm still in it right now. I actually added a little bit to it this morning. We are down $23 with 30 shares. And so, not the end of the world, down $8 today. And again, I might DCA into this longer term. But that's my point, is that yesterday I didn't buy any type of broad market ETF or security. What I did was I added to Disney because I think Disney down at the 110 is cheap. And maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but it's a small trade regardless. And I think it's all going to depend on what the FOMC meeting states. PPI is going to be influential as well. PPI is going to impact markets. What degree? Yeah, we don't know yet. What degree? We don't know yet. I use VWAP. VWAP's my main indicator, I would say. All right, so PPI is the producer price index. Just like CPI, lower is better in that regard. We want to see lower inflationary data. We don't want to see higher inflationary data. Higher PPI means higher producer prices, which means higher inflation, and in turn, we want to see lower numbers. Expectational numbers for PPI are as follows here. For PPI, that comes out in about 35 minutes. Year-over-year PPI expectations are for 8.8%. Last time was 9.8%. Anything under 8.8% for yearly PPI will be good, I think. In terms of month-over-month PPI, for August, expectations are for minus 0.1%. And so anything positive is going to be bad. Anything positive is bad. Anything negative is probably fine. Anything negative is okay. Anything positive is bad for monthly PPI, which drops in 35 minutes. Okay, so that's the nuance behind PPI today. And again, let me know what you guys think. Vote on the poll. What do you guys think is going to happen here? We still got about 35 minutes. Not necessarily, JJ. They can be mixed. They can be different. All good. Yeah, market's starting to drop. Yeah, and it looks like me cutting my swing trades was the right move yesterday because, man, market's just tanked. We did a few polls here. We did do a few polls. First poll is showing 61% bearish, 39% bullish, 660 votes. So mostly bears this morning. If we look at our Twitter polls, which we've done today, we got about 50 votes here on Twitter. 46% think higher than expected is what we're going to show in terms of PPI numbers. 37% think lower than expected, and only about 17% think we're going to come in neutral here. So these are the poll numbers so far. Again, about 46% think we're going to come in higher than expected. 37% think we're going to come in lower than expected. About 17% think we're going to come in on par with expectations here. So again, mostly bears this morning. For once, most of the time there's a difference between YouTube and Twitter in terms of people's sentiment. Most of the time, YouTube has more bulls. Twitter has more bears. Now it's the opposite. Now everybody's kind of bearish. All right, guys, market's starting to turn here. SPY all the way down to 30.9260s. Lawrence Summer said, quote, today's CPI report that the U.S. has serious inflation problems. Core inflation is higher this month than for the quarter, higher this quarter than last quarter, higher this half of the year than the previous one, and higher last year than the previous one. So, yeah, inflation problems are getting rough. What do you guys think crypto is going here? Craziness in the market right now, guys. Craziness in the market. Again, let me know what you guys think. Yeah. Basically, with the higher inflation, that means the Fed's going to be more aggressive in raising rates, and in turn, we might have a, higher rate hike than people were expecting. I think they were expecting 75 basis points. In turn, now we're probably going to have at least 100. Now, the other question mark regarding everything is the ETH merge is supposed to set to come through now. So the ETH merge is supposed to happen pretty soon, and who knows what that's going to do. Yeah, market is chaos. Market's tanking again. Tesla down to 289s here, guys. Disney down as well, but Disney's not as bloody as it could be, which is good. Market's starting to drop some more here. Here's the NASDAQ 100 down to 12,000. We got the SPY at 392s, 393s here, so we're getting some craziness. Yeah, guys, this is going to be crazy here. Again, CPI, PPI, ETH merge, FOMC meeting next week, next Wednesday. So again, let's see what we get, guys. It's craziness right now, man. The markets are just crazy. That's the best way I can describe it. Markets are just insane right now. All right, guys, market's starting to pop up a little bit. The SPY is technically red in pre-market as well, guys. Here's the previous close at 393.10s. 393.10s. Again, we got about 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Everything is computer trading. Well, there's a lot of algorithmic trading for sure. Market's starting to bounce back a little bit. Again, you can see the market is technically red on the day now. Technically red on the day. SPY just broke under the previous closing price. The NASDAQ 100 previous closing price was about 12.127. Tesla dipping down heavy as well here. So market's starting to dump here. Again, what are you buying? Are you buying the dip? they could do 100 basis points mainly because Powell promised to fight inflation harder. Yeah, and they're going to need to here. And I think there's a balancing act in that regard where it's like, okay, there's a balancing act in that regard where it's like, okay, well, if they raise rates too much, it causes too much short-term pain. But if they don't raise rates enough, it causes long-term fear of inflation and risks. You know what I mean? And so in that regard, it's kind of like, it's a balancing act for sure. All right, guys. So, yeah, we're just kind of sitting back. Started to bounce back a little bit. NASDAQ 100 at 12.1K. And again, the data is going to come out at 8:30. Guys, 8:30 is when the data comes out. Just to put this up on the screen because we got a lot of people asking here. We're going to put that up on the screen. We're going to raise this a little bit so you guys can see this. Market's dropping. There we go. Or we can make this one maybe like this. There's the NASDAQ 100 starting to pull back a little bit here. And again, let me know what you guys are doing. Can you explain how you trade futures? Sure. Give me a little bit of time. We're going to cover the PPI right now. And then after that, we'll cover it a little bit more in DK. I got you. No worries. Man, this could be a slight run up in the morning. Hey, I appreciate working. Thank you, brother. Who's Tony? No, we're getting too much chat to really find all the comments, brother. Yeah, last PPI report made the market move. Hit the like button for this goat. Hey, thank you, Tony. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, sir. Yeah, 8.8% is what the expectational numbers are. If we come in lower than that, then the market might rip. Hopefully it does. We kind of need it right now. If it come in higher than that, then the market's probably going to tank. ETH merge is going to be rocky for a lot of people, according to Sam Freed. Yeah, it's just a big question mark, man. Nobody knows what's going to happen here. Should be an easy short every CPI and PPI release until they stop hiking, then I would think. I don't know, man. It depends. There's a few question marks for that. Number one, what are the expectations now for PPI? Are they going to update those expectations? With that said, it's not always the exact perfect reaction. Like you don't always get a perfect reaction to it. Sometimes the market is more nuanced than just good or bad in terms of that. So again, anything under 8.8% is good. But who knows what we're going to get. And, you know, again, we might be oversold. I mean, the market dropped huge and we're now red in pre-market. And so at what point do we consider the move already baked in from inflation? Like, here's one of the nuances that you might want to look at here, okay? So CPI came out yesterday, absolutely tanked the market, like huge drops in the market, like ridiculous drops here, okay? With those drops, is the inflationary pressure already baked into the market before this PPI report? So that if the PPI report, as long as it's not obscenely worse than expected, you know, is there an argument for that we're already baked into this move and that maybe we see some better action than anticipated here? Or do you think that if we come in worse than expected, we're just going to crash? You know, that's kind of a way you have to look at it, because I think we might have some extension on the downside now, you know, but maybe not. I was wrong yesterday about the extension. I just think the drop yesterday was huge. And so in that regard, you know, are we oversold heading into this PPI report? Guys, what are you expecting of PPI data? 8.8% with minus 0.1% for the month. Yeah, we'll see. D man, you sound like a little kid. So good day to you, sir. You sound like a little child, sir. So go to bed, do your homework, kid. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with PPI. Again, PPI coming in higher than expected is going to be bad. It might make the market run up. But again, are we baked into this already? You know, that's the question. Are we baked into this already? That's the real question mark. Again, we dropped a ton yesterday. So are you buying dips and are we baked into this? You don't use any technical analysis? Yeah, of course I do. Right now, we're looking at big market activity right now, though. So again, we can look at the SPY. But on a technical basis, you know, we just got a lot of question marks here. Number one, the weekly lows are right around 390. So right around here. So like that's what we want to see. You can also see it's the high of these channels. After that, I'm kind of pivoting to just psychologicals. So like 375, relevant, I think. We're just looking at psychological levels after that. I'd love to see us back over 400, but who knows if we are. And we're still a pretty decent way away from that. So, you know, we're kind of in the middle range. I want to see us hold over 390, though. And again, who knows if we will. Big drop yesterday in the SPY. Big drop yesterday in the markets. Sometimes you make me laugh out loud. Hey, we try, Anita. We try. Happy to cheer your morning up. I'd like it to go lower so you can buy some. So you can buy dips. Hey, good luck. I like buying dips. I'm the dippiest dip buyer in the world right now. But no, Disney's the only thing I really have enough confidence in long term to buy the dip here. And again, it might be much more red, depending on that. But I'm kind of slowly scaling into Disney. I might get into like 50 to 75 shares of Disney, and you know, over the next couple weeks, depending on what happens with the FOMC meeting and today's PPI report, and then I think tomorrow we've got like more economic data coming out. England also dropped. Yeah, tomorrow we have jobless claims, retail sales, import exports. So that's tomorrow. And then, yeah, Friday, we don't really have much. Friday, we've got consumer expectations and some other stuff. Tomorrow, we have European CPI. So we do have that tomorrow, dropping at 5 a.m. All right, market's trying to come back a little bit. Again, market's technically red right now. SPY is red at roughly 393s. The previous closing price on the SPY is right around 393s. And so if we can get over that level, that'll be good for the market short term. We got about 20 minutes before this data comes out, about 20. I think 8.8%. Again, if you haven't already, join our Discord here, man. We got a great Discord. Great free Discord. So check out our Discord if you haven't already. Here is the Discord link. Check it out. I got to get into Forex and start watching these CPIs. You can get into futures, man. Check out the pinned message to the top of the chat to try out TopStep. TopStep is a funded account program for futures. The futures market is this right side here. It does the same thing. It's essentially the same thing as the market. Like, look at Tesla here, for instance, and then look at the NASDAQ 100. It's essentially, like, they're not exactly the same, but it's the same type of price action. And you can day trade this right side here. No PDT rule, instant settlement, all that stuff. And they'll give you leverage. TopStep funds you. So check out that link. Quad wishing for Friday, yeah, for sure. All right, guys, market's starting to pull back here. Tesla down at 289s, 70s, 289, 70s. Again, guys, we don't have that much time. We only have about 18 minutes. 18 minutes. Yeah, let me know if you think we're going to get more blood action today here. Vote on the poll here. We're looking at our polls. Y'all give me a follow on Twitter as @BeginnerTrades. Again, we got our polls here. About 47% think we're going to come in higher than expected in terms of our PPI report. 47% think higher than expected, according to my polls here on Twitter. Only about 36% think lower than expected, and 17% think we're going to come in neutral, on par with expectations. If we look at our YouTube polls here, 63% are bearish, 37% are bullish out of about 800 plus votes. Bro, which indicators for 15 minutes can you recommend to us? I use the VWAP. And so I'm mostly a VWAP trader, but I use the VWAP in like the 200 moving average. I'm trying to find, this is the reason I use those two. It's very simple. There's a lot of moving averages, and that can just get tricky. In day trading, and specifically with technical analysis, your job is to figure out what everybody else is seeing, what everybody else is looking at, right? So you're looking at all the stuff that everybody else is seeing, right? And that's what you're trying to gauge. You're trying to see where everybody else is buying, where everybody else is selling. It was how moving averages are. There's sometimes it's spread too thin to where it's like you got the 9, the 12, the 20, the 25, the 30, the 50, the 45, like all these different SMA, EMAs, all that stuff. And so it's very hard to find consolidated volume using one specific indicator in that regard, like consolidated group of buys or sells based off of one indicator. And so my favorite indicators are indicators that I would consider widely used by the majority of technical analysis traders, and that's VWAP, which is the volume weighted average price, and the 200 EMA. The 200 EMA and the VWAP are very widely used in terms of technical analysis. And so those are the two that I have on my chart. If you look at it, so here is I have a setup, the VWAP and the 200 moving average. These are the two I use. VWAP almost purely, and the 200 moving average is very relevant as well. So these two are the ones that I mostly use, and they kind of hover around each other as well. Yes, so SPY technically green right now. It's very slightly green, back over the previous closing price. It's trying. And so again, we are technically green on the SPY, and if you're not watching the previous closing price, you should be. It's super influential over movement as well. 15 minutes, guys. 15 minutes. Expectations yearly are for 8.8. Minus 0.1 is what the monthly expectations for PPI are. Which commodities, Nav? Bearish data, then short squeeze after the open dump. Maybe not. I don't know about that. We'll see. All good, Orchid. No worries, brother. Pistol. No stress, man. All right, so yeah, monthly minus 0.1% is what they're expecting here. Minus 0.1. Y'all do me a favor, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much. We hit 85,000 subscribers yesterday. 85,000. Guys, that's amazing. Hey, we look, to put it into perspective, we grew by almost roughly 1,000 subscribers yesterday. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate you guys. You guys are the goats of the stock trading community, and we appreciate the love and support, of course. SPY moving back up. SPY technically green. Over the last 20 minutes or so, we've had somewhat of a rebound here. Now we'll see if this rebound continues. But you guys are the goat of the stock trading community, and we appreciate all the support. Let's keep the growth up, team. It's been a crazy few months for growth, and we're going to keep it up. May I ask if PPI is lower than expected? Is that a good thing? Yes. We want to see lower inflation. PPI is an inflationary data reading. Okay, so we want to see lower than expected PPI. We don't want to see higher. We want to see minus in terms of monthly PPI. Expectations are for minus 0.1%. Anything negative is good. Anything positive in terms of monthly PPI is bad. And again, we're going to drop it as soon as it goes live here. So again, hit that subscribe button. Thank you, Stan. Hey, thank you, Rick. We appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much. They're expecting the news to come positive for the dollar on PPI. It depends. It's almost impossible to predict what this market is going to do. I think options now more than ever are important to minimizing losses. Yeah, I think options are a good way to kind of trade some of this stuff. But if I was trading options, I'd get like far out the money options that are cheap. And so if I'm wrong small. But if I'm right, I'm right big. Kind of like the guys on the Big Short. You know, Brownsfield Fund. I don't remember what the real fund is called, but kind of like them. Expectations are for 8.8%. Is what they're expecting yearly. Minus 0.1% is the monthly expectations for PPI here. And the market's technically green on the day now. Technically green on the day. Thank you. Thank you guys for the subs. Hey, we appreciate you guys for sure. All right, guys. Market's moving up here. So again, let's see if we can actually hold green. We got 12 minutes before the actual PPI data comes out. 12 minutes, guys. Again, vote in the polls. Let us know what your thoughts are. Y'all do me a favor. Y'all give me a subscribe on Twitter or give me a follow on Twitter as well. If you haven't already, give your boy a follow. We post all the major stuff. We do polls every day. So if you want to judge sentiment on kind of what's going on in the markets, check it out. This is Thinkorswim, Jay. Could you break down PPI in regards to how the number is presented or calculated? Well, the number's presented in terms of a percentage, on a yearly percentage and a monthly percentage in terms of increase in producer prices. Yeah, but there's my Twitter link right there if you want to give me a follow. We appreciate you guys. PIAF. What's in your garage, man? Any JDM imports? No JDM. It's been a while since I had any JDM, bro. I'm a big tuner guy, though. My favorite car I ever owned was an H22 Honda Prelude with VTEC. It's been a while since I had any JDM stuff, though. But I love tuners, VTEC. If I could buy a car right now, that would be a Tesla Plaid S. Thing does 9 seconds flat, quarter mile stock. You know, it's ridiculous. But I'm a tuner guy. I might get a WRX STI as well. Been a while since I messed with JDM stuff though. But I love JDM. They'll always be part of my heart in terms of cars because that's what I toyed around with as a teenager and young person. Yeah, Comcast, I think, is going to slowly dwindle down. I think the problem with Comcast business is that zero contract-based streaming services are going to eat their lunch, man. I think they're going to just cause Comcast and DirecTV to just tank. Because, frankly, I think people are going to realize that you can get the same thing that you get on Comcast using some of these streaming services for no contract and for noticeably less per month. At least I have. I have Fubo TV, Hulu TV, Netflix, and Amazon Prime, which gives me far more that I ever got with Comcast for like $130 a month, right? Net, $130 a month, no contract, you know? And so I think even internet, right? I recently got fiber optic internet. I pay $90 a month for 1,000 up and 1,000 down. No contract-based fiber optic in my area. So I think Comcast is going to slowly dwindle. I think their internet is their saving grace, but I think their TV services are going to become less and less used. Market's starting to rebound here. Look at the market coming back. NASDAQ 100 at about 12.13s. We got Tesla at 290s. We have the SPY at 293.60s. Fubo TV gives me all the sports that I want. So they give me all the NFL Red Zone, and a bunch of other sports, and it's like $80 a month. So that's the far more expensive one. But in hindsight, it's an actual TV service. So it'll give you TV channels like your local stuff, your local sports, all that stuff. And it's just cheap, you know. What's a good start to invest? Take it slow. Don't invest in anything. Paper trade, demo trade first. Don't actually put any money in. Or investing, I would just start with the S&P. S&P 500 gives you on average about 10% a year. Of course, not this year, but on average, S&P returns about 10% a year. And so if you're just now entering the stock market, I'm not telling you to buy anything. I'm not an investment professional, not liable. If you lose, always make your own assessment, trade responsibly. Don't sue me, basically, is what I'm saying. But if you're trying to get started investing, S&P is usually the go-to. You know, just put some money in there, let it grow for you. Which way do you think Bitcoin and ETH will go? It depends on what happens with this PPI report. PPI report comes in higher than expected. Bitcoin and ETH are going to tank, I think. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, 98.6% of Twitter shareholders approved Elon Musk's takeover. I made money. I ended up net positive, young Dave, yesterday. I'm still in the Disney dip buy. I bought them down about $23, but I ended up shorting futures market at the open yesterday most of the day and made money. Not a huge day. I think I made like a little bit under $100. 8.8%, and we should celebrate a beat of 0.1% insane world. Well, it depends on it's all about expectations, though. You know, that's what people have to understand. Like, it's about expectational numbers. Like, companies can lose hundreds of millions of dollars, but if they thought they were going to lose 200, then they're still going to go up. You know, same thing with this. Like, we can have really high inflation right now, but it's all based off of expectations. And so if we come in under 8.8% on the year, if we come in minus 0.1% or less, then market's going to go up. I think market's going to go up. Maybe not. You never know. Nothing's 100%, but I think that's probably what's going to happen. Yeah, I saw that, Joshua, about the Do Kwon stuff. I saw that, man. Yeah, me neither, William. I ended up canceling Comcast and my internet a while back, and it's just so much cheaper. There's no contract for everything. Comcast is just like, people think they have to use it, but like, look up some of these streaming apps. Like I said, Fubo TV. You see the stock. Fubo TV is like a TV service, a streaming TV service. Has all the major sports that I need. Has all the local channels that I need. Has an ESPN option and all that stuff. And so in that regard, you know what I mean? It's just a lot better than Comcast. PPI is producer price indexes, judging how much inflation is affecting producers, sellers, relative to CPI, which is how much inflation is affecting consumers or buyers. All right, guys. Should be fun. All right, guys. 6 minutes here. 6 minutes. All right, guys. NASDAQ push it up here a little bit, guys. NASDAQ pushing up a little bit. SPY push it up. Tesla up a little bit here. So we can look at like the Q instead. But yeah, markets are ramping up here. Here, look at the NASDAQ 100. It's at 12.1s. 12.1s. Yeah. Yeah, that's accurate, Keith. But that's not what we want. We want lower numbers. But that's, again, we just want to see lower than expected data. Hey, thank you guys so much for the follow on Twitter, guys. We appreciate you. All right, guys, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Again, calls, puts, bull, bear. Let me know. Vote on the poll. Right? We got about 1,000 votes right now. 62% are bearish. 38% are bullish. So about 1,000 votes. Expectational numbers are for 8.8% in terms of yearly PPI. Monthly PPI expectations are for minus 0.1%. So anything lower, anything minus is positive for monthly PPI. Anything under 8.8% is good. Yeah, big. Was it an overreaction yesterday? I think time will tell. You know, we got the FOMC meeting next week. All right, guys, NASDAQ 100 at 12.1s here. 12.1s for the NASDAQ 100 here. Let's see what happens. We got less than 4 minutes here. Less than 4 minutes. We are going to put it in sub-only mode. And so everybody announce yourself. Show that you're a supportive member of the stream. We got PPI dropping soon. Again, what we do here at Beginner Trading is we put out free trading content. We put out free trading content that doesn't cost you anything. All of the content we drop is free. Of course, we promote affiliates and sponsors and stuff like that. But all the content we post here is free. It doesn't cost a penny. And so if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, help grow free trading content. We drop all the major economic releases. We drop all the big earnings reports. We day trade a 30,000, 120K buying power account. We day trade the futures market at the opening bell as well. We teach traders good stuff that they need to know. And hit that subscribe button. Help support your boy here. We appreciate you all. Let's get ready for the PPI report. JP, Gracie, thank you. Anthony, Juan, thank. Anything less than 8.8% yearly is good. Tim, hey, thank you, brother. Gary, Ricky. All right, guys. Less than 3 minutes. Again, if we put it in sub-only mode, subscribe. If you're subscribed, announce yourself. Show us that you're subscribed to the channel, team. We appreciate you. Again, data's dropping in 3 minutes. We're going to cover it all as soon as it happens. Orchid, thank you. Chalet, thank you. Brian, Mark, Rick, entertainment. Okay, well, that's all right, entertainment. At least you did it a little bit. SPY back up to 393s, almost 394s. Testing VWAP right now. We got about 2 minutes before the PPI report comes out, guys. And again, let me know if you're buying calls or puts, what you're watching right now. Hey, thank you, Bailey. Keith, thank you, brother. Jeff, hey, coffee maybe. Kong, Dave, Dirty. Hey, thank you, brother. Jojo, my man. Midnight. Hey, guys. Thank you guys so much for the subscribes. Brent, we appreciate it. Thank you, Weira. I appreciate it, John. All right, guys. Yeah, we're going to drop it as soon as it comes out. As soon as it comes out. Thanks for being live. I appreciate you. Thank you, Adele. We appreciate you. Okay, do it. Entertainment. That's all good, man. Oh, no. What do you want me to say? Cheers to you guys. A minute and a half. SPY at 393.10s yesterday, right around where we were. We're at about 393.80s right now. Huge red day in the market. Again, this PPI data is going to be influential, to say the least. Hey, what's up, Gregory? David. Hey, my man. Thank you, brother. All right, guys. Wendy. Hey, thank you, guys. Spack, my man. All right, guys. We got a minute. 1 minute. Whew. Let's raise the desk here. Let's raise the desk. Less than a minute, guys. Less than a minute. All right, guys. Let's do this. We got less than a minute. We got about 50 seconds left. About 45, really. The VWAP, it's really volume weighted average price. VWAP doesn't sound right, so I say VWAP. Most people do. The widely used pronunciation is VWAP. All right, guys. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Waiting on the numbers, guys. 20 seconds here. 20 seconds, team. Really about 10 seconds now. All right, guys. Be ready for the PPI data report coming out in about 5 seconds. Market is slightly green on the day now. Slightly green. Will this hold? Will this hold? Q up to 294s. All right, here's the data. All right, stand by on the data, guys. Stand by on the data. Like, remember, under 8.8% is good. Under minus 0.1% monthly is good. Markets push it up at 294s. Now it's correcting back down a little bit. Pulling back down some. Waiting for the data to show. All right, so here it is. So PPI just came out. Year over year came in at 8.7 versus 8.8% expected. 8.7 versus 8.8% expected. Minus 0.1% versus minus 0.1%. So we came in on par for a month and lower than expected for the yearly PPI data here. 8.7 versus 8.8% expected is what we came in at on the year. Minus 0.1% is what we came at on the month, and that was on par with expectations. So neutral numbers for the month. And a little bit lower than expected on the year, which is great. That's what we want. So good. All right, guys. So here is the full data. We're going to put it up in chat again. We came in at 8.7 versus 8.8% expected. Month over month, we came in at minus 0.1% versus minus 0.1% expected. So a little bit better than expected on the yearly PPI data and on par with expectations on the month. And so again, we came in right about what they expected. I think the argument now is, are we oversold now from yesterday is the question. Are we oversold now from yesterday? All right, guys, market's neutral from this report. Starting to move up a little bit neutral from this report. Starting to move up a little bit. Again, on the month, we were on par. We were neutral monthly. On the year, we're about the same. Or on the year, we're down a little bit, which is good. Lower than expected, 8.7 versus 8.8 on the year. Minus 0.1%. Yeah. Hey, that was solid, man. Yeah, hey, that's good enough. Market's starting to pull back a little bit. Now the question is, do we hold here? If we're looking at core PPI and all that stuff, let's see what we show. PPI X food and energy is 7.3 versus 7.1. So that was a little bit higher than expected in terms of US PPI X food and energy. US PPI X food or year energy month over month came in at 0.2 versus 0.2 last time. So again, core PPI came in at 7.3. That's one to consider, though. So core PPI actually came in higher than expected. We'll put this number in the chat right here. So here's core PPI. We just dropped it in chat. Again, if we look at that, we also have core PPI month over month coming in higher than expected as well. That might cause the markets to dip here. Now, on the year, we came in lower than expected, which is good. On the month, we came in on par with expectations, but core PPI was actually worse than expected. And we just put those numbers in the chat. And so that might cause, we'll see. We'll see. That might cause some bear action as well. Market's still dipping. Q down to 293.50s. SPY testing that previous closing price at 393s here. me go ahead and post this to Twitter so people can see what's going down now. Crypto is rising. Yeah, I mean, you're the only one I watched live. Hey, thank you, King. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, sir. Yeah, guys, listen. Again, neutral expectations for the month. Lower on the year, which is good. And then core PPI was worse, though. Core PPI came in higher than expected. So that's kind of the nuance behind these numbers right now. We're going to post this to Twitter here. Again, here's the numbers right underneath me. Just the weather, man, it really quick. You can see right here, PPI year over year came in at 8.7 versus 8.8. Last time was 9.8. PPI final demand month over month for August came in at minus 0.1 versus minus 0.1 expected. And so again, neutral numbers for the most part. On the month, we came in on par. On the year, we came in better. Core, we came in worse. Just to give you kind of a rundown of everything here. That's kind of what happened here. So we'll drop the core CPI as well, or the core PPI here, because core PPI did come out a little bit worse than expected. And core PPI showed up at 0.4% on the month versus 0.3% expectations. For year over year, it came in at 7.3 versus 7.1%, so a little bit higher. We just dropped all of it on Twitter as well. All right, so kind of a neutral reaction here. Again, we did get an initial reaction, neutral reaction for the most part. Is it good for US dollar or not? Well, it's a little bit more nuanced than that. It is yearly, we came in better than expected. Monthly, we came in on par with expectations, and that's including energy, excluding energy and stuff like that. It came in a little bit worse than expected, but the more relevant one is including energy, which is just basic CPI, month over month and year over year, and those came in on par and better. And so, again, good short term. As for the US dollar, though, it might be bad for the US dollar. It might actually cause the US dollar to drop. Let me see what the DXY is doing. And the DXY is running up on this data. Let me make sure this is the right one.
Love you.
Love you. Hey, can you send the kids in here? You're not gonna. All right. It's all right. All right. Love you. All right. It's all right. Love you. Yeah, neutral report on an oversold market might cause bullish action. I guess that's what we're seeing here. So it's slightly, I don't know if I'd call it neutral. I think it's good, slightly good. Market's starting to ramp up. NASDAQ 100 at 12.14s. SPY back up to 393.70s. Hey, come on, bro. Hurry up. All right, buddy. Love you, man. Have a good day at school, bud. Have a good day, dude. All right. What you looking at? Yeah. Yeah. A few hours. All right, buddy. Love you, man. Have a good day. Bye-bye, buddy. Tell your sister I said I love her. All right. All right, love you. Sorry, guys. Kids in here going to school. My daughter's too busy coming here. She's rushing, man. She's like me. I got a little bit of OCD about being on time for things. Market's starting to push up. We're at 393.60s. Q at 294s. We got the NASDAQ 100 at 12.14s. All right, guys, what do you guys think? Bull or bear on this report here? Bull or bear? I'm going to end this poll that we got about 1,200 votes on, or we'll keep it up. Again, let me know what you guys think. But PPI data out. Market's pushing up a little bit. Neutral data. Again, I'll say it again. On the month, we were neutral. We expected minus 0.1. We came in at minus 0.1 month over month for PPI inflation data. On the year, though, we came in at 8.7 versus 8.8% expectations. So on the year, we were slightly better than expected on the year, right? And so in terms, neutral reports slightly pulling towards slightly bullish. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I see in this report. Core CPI was worse than expected, but core CPI is a less relevant metric because, major CPI, including energy, is the most important one. because like energy prices are really what we're using to judge inflation, right? And so corporate CPI is excluding food and energy, which is not as relevant of a metric, right? So the more important one is CPI, which did come in on par, so neutral in the month, and then on the year it came in a little bit better, right? So that's kind of what we're seeing here. And again, the question is, are we oversold now heading into this? Like, are we down so much yesterday that we rebound some from this, you know? Are you buying the dip, I guess is the question here. Market's starting to try kind of a neutral reaction, but it's trying to go green here. So we'll see if we get something like that. Cool, man. It is cold in this room. What's your Twitter? It's at Beginner Trades. At Beginner Trades is my Twitter. Still bear. Nothing really changed on the macro scale. Yeah, I get it, man. Man, I disagree. BT. Am I wrong, or did JP Fed state many times that they put more emphasis on core CPI and core PPI? Well, I mean, it depends on how you look at it. It's a subjective thing, Matt. You know, it's all good, brother. We could disagree on that. I think that oil runs the country a lot of the time, and so with that, in that regard, like I'm going to look at inflation relative to oil. I'm going to look at gas prices, which are really, you know, what the general population looks at. When inflation is high, what does everybody say? They say, oh, gas prices are 5x a share or 6x a share, right? And so I think we have to look at regular CPI. Now, Jerome Powell might look at other stuff and find that relevant. But I think when you look at the stock market's reaction, here's a proving point here. When you look at the stock market reaction, it's positive, and core CPI or core PPI came in worse than expected. It came in higher than expected, yet the market's still running, which means that the market is putting more emphasis on regular PPI as opposed to core PPI, which again, just to put it into perspective, regular PPI includes food and energy. Core PPI excludes food and energy, right? So core PPI is a measure of inflationary increases for producers, excluding food and energy prices, right? Regular PPI includes those things, and you know. Yeah, but it's all good, brother. It's all love here, man. You know, we can agree to disagree. It's all good, dude. Market's ripping up. Hey, looks good. Again, we bought the Disney dip. I don't know if I'm going to add to it or what we're going to do, but the market's pushing up a little bit. We're starting to see some influx of good action here. And again, if you haven't already, guys, check out Top Step. Top Step is really interesting because Top Step funds traders in the futures market. And so they give you a demo. If you can hit the target on the demo while following their rules, they fund you between 50 up to over 100K up to 150K with a 90% split. If you look at the futures market, you can see their funded account program. The base one is $165 a month. If you use my link, you can get 20% off. And again, they're going to give you a demo. And if you can hit their target on the demo while following their rules and conditions, they fund you 50K. And there's no PDT rule in futures. And so this is a great way if you want to get around the PDT rule and trade some of these economic releases like this, like the SPY or the Q or the NASDAQ 100. Great way to get around the PDT rule. And it gives you some pressure to succeed, right? So they're regulated by the U.S. Chicago Mercantile Exchange. They pay out millions and fund thousands of traders a year. And so this is the gold standard everybody else in funded account program world copies off of, to be honest. They've been around the longest, over a decade now. They had their 10-year anniversary a while back. And you can see the link pinned to the top of the page. But yeah, once you get funded, if you can get funded and you can pass their testing, like look at this basic one here. If you can hit $3,000 in profit without losing $2,000, essentially, without losing $1,000 a day with 5 contracts max, and you can pass their stages, then they'll fund you 50K with a 90% split. And so again, if you want to check it out, it's pinned to the top of the page. You can see the link pinned there. I'll also drop it in the chat if you want to check it out. A great way to help support your boy here and the channel, and a good way to get around the PDT rule. Yeah, markets are rising here after this release here, guys. So market is rising. Q is at 294.60s. We got the NASDAQ 100 at 12.1s. We got the SPY at 394.30s. That core part ain't much of a difference thing, because if everyone, these big prices ain't good, who's buying all that core stuff? I mean, yeah. Depends on how probably. I think gas prices are just incredibly relevant, I think, is the reality of it, you know. The word core tells it is of great importance. Well, sure, it depends on how you look at it, you know. Again, it's a subjective thing. Right? In the end, it depends on how much emphasis you place on energy and food pricing. You know, I think I'll put it this way. I think the modern person is going to be mostly affected by energy and food price rising. You know what I mean? And so with that, I think you have to look at regular CPI over core CPI. Now Jerome Powell can say whatever he wants, but I think that when prices go up, where are we hurting? We're hurting in buying gas, paying for gas, and we're hurting in paying for food at the grocery store, right? And so I think excluding those two, sure, we can look at those numbers, but I think the more accurate number to look at in terms of just basically judging inflation is regular CPI and PPI, because those are the ones that are going to affect the general public the most, as opposed to, excluding gas and energy prices, or gas and food. Yep. So now the FOMC meeting next week, that'll be super interesting to watch and wildly influential over markets. And so, yeah, we'll see. Should be fun. Again, thank you guys so much. Yesterday, we hit 85,000 subscribers. 85,000 subscribers yesterday. So I truly appreciate it so much. Thank you guys. We're going to keep this growth up. And that's been an amazing few months for the channel, guys. Really has. Just been a crazy few months for the channel. And we appreciate you all very much. We're almost up to 85.2 thousand subscribers already, guys. So, hey, y'all hit those sub numbers, hit the notification bell. Market's starting to rip up, though. We're going to be day trading at the opening bell live right here. Shout out to everybody that gave me a follow on Twitter. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. So, guys, did you buy the dip? I guess is the question here. Did you buy the dip? Look at the markets. Hey, I told you guys I thought we might be a little bit oversold, but I said that yesterday too, so what do I know? Jim Cramer says, quote, easiest call in the world. The bear market isn't over. I will talk about it tomorrow at our club. Call at noon. Not too late. Get out of here with that, bro. All right, guys. What kind of coffee y'all drinking this morning? Hey, thank you, team. I appreciate this. 50 was never realistic. Economists say there's a 20% chance of basis points to 100. Yeah, I think it's probably going to happen. Bro, I see the CPI was more effective for the markets than it's certainly more influential. We said that a bunch today. Again, PPI is important, but CPI is how it's affecting us. So CPI is wildly more influential over markets than PPI is, but they're still important, like data. It's not like CPI is chopped liver here. PPI is important, but CPI is just more important. Whew. All right, guys. So again, let me know what you guys think. Getting a dip now in the markets here, so let me know if you're buying this dip. We can buy this dip in the NASDAQ 100, or maybe we'll buy the mini NASDAQ 100. Buy this little baby dip, see if we get a little run. All right, call a little pop. Cover that little baby trade. Just take a little green. We might buy back on a pullback. Definitely thinking 100 basis points now. So we bullish. The report was somewhat bullish. It wasn't completely bullish. Hey, thank you, John Edwards. Channel's growing like crazy. You earned it, bro. Been following for almost 2 years now and learned a lot. Subscribe. Hey, thank you, brother. Lower equals bullish for Bitcoin. Lower PPI and CPI, yes. Lower inflation means more people are going to be able to put money into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and really any asset classes. Higher inflation means less money for that stuff. Now I started to hit that Zex. 75 basis points is very likely. Yeah. I hate when I'm on the opposite side of you. Hey, all good, David. Yeah, it's been flipping at the last. Again, 75 or 100 basis points, guys, or something else. Let me know what you think in chat. Big pullback here on the NASDAQ 100. We're going to buy this dip. Big pullback on the NASDAQ 100. Big pullback in markets, really. We're just kind of poking around here. These are small trades. All right. So they made a little bit of money there, scalping it. Bought the little dip to the VWAP and the 200 moving average. Powerful strategy. All right, guys, we got about 50 minutes until the market opens. About 50 minutes. As a retail trader, do the opposite when you want to buy. So honestly, that actually got me to be like when I used to, when I first started trading, I think a lot of traders get stuck in this limbo of kind of like buying high of the days. And a lot of the time they just get faked out like crazy. You know, they just get faked out a ton in those markets. And so what I used to do as a brand new trader is I just always buy high at the days, and I would just get dumped on every time I did it. The reason I got dumped on is because experienced traders take profit at the top of the range. So at the high of the day, experienced traders like to take profit, right? But for whatever reason, new traders just get stuck in this limbo of kind of like buying high of the days over and over again. And they keep losing, but for whatever reason, they just kind of keep doing it. I actually had that same logic. I was like, hey, well, why don't I just do the opposite of what I'm doing now? And so when I first got started trading years and years ago, I started buying the dips. After a high of the day test, I would buy the dips instead to the VWAP or the volume weighted average price. And that worked amazingly, you know, and that made a lot of sense, and it actually started working. And so in the end, it's one of those things where, like, listen, guys, if you're trading a specific strategy and it is not working, don't be so stubborn. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, I've spent so much time learning the strategy, I just got to keep doing it. If it's not winning over 6 months, you're probably not doing it right. And that's the big thing to understand. And so, again, don't be afraid to switch it up. Does anybody speak ape in here? We've been holding Bed Bath and AMC and ape for months. Yeah, it for sure does. The whole mental game comes into play, though. Yeah, there's a lot of psychological aspects of trading that people don't understand. Please tell. When NASDAQ closed green today, I have no idea, bro. I'm the only one that's going to tell you that. I really have no idea. It might. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. How does PPI work? I mean, for CPI, they said if it's 50 basis points, it's bullish. If it's 75 basis points, it's bearish. What's the deal with PPI? So like you've got CPI mixed up with FOMC rate hike decisions. Okay, I'm going to give you a rundown on kind of all the Fed data, fundamental data, all that stuff, right? So every month we get the same readings. We get CPI, PPI, retail sales, jobless claims, all that stuff. We get that every month. We get that. The FOMC meeting, so the Fed's decision on whether they want to raise or lower rates, and they raise or lower rates in order to combat inflation, right? So you raise rates in order to discourage spending and discourage prices and discourage spending, and then when prices drop down, you have thus combated inflation, right? So that's why you raise rates. You raise rates to discourage spending to combat inflation. And so the worse inflation is, the more they raise rates, right? They've been raising rates more aggressively lately, but when you raise rates, it causes short-term pain. It causes short-term downward red action in the market, but longer-term optimism, right? So there's a balancing act where if you raise rates too much, the market is so fearful, it just tanks, right? But if you don't raise rates enough, people fear inflation long-term, right? So there's a balancing act in that regard. Every 6 weeks, the Fed meets to determine whether they want to raise or lower rates. It's called the rate hike decision. It's called the FOMC meeting, the rate hike decision, right? And so this next FOMC meeting, the last time they raised it by 75 basis points, which is an aggressive raise, right? And all the speculation was that they would probably raise it by 75 basis points again next FOMC meeting, which is again next Wednesday. Is the next FOMC meeting is next Wednesday. But again, every 6 weeks they do that. And then weeks after that is dropped, they drop what's called the Fed minutes report, right? So the Fed meeting is they announce the rate hike decision, and then Jerome Powell does a press conference after that. That's kind of the procedure there. For CPI, it just drops. It drops once a month, and there's no press conference for it. It's just a number that drops at 8:30 a.m. Like it did yesterday. And PPI is the same thing. It's just a number that drops, right? And CPI and PPI are just inflationary data. So CPI is Consumer Price Index. It's a judge on how much prices are rising for consumers. Consumer Price Index, how much prices are rising for consumers. That is CPI. Yesterday, it came in at, what did it come in at 8.3% year over year for CPI, 8.3%, which was higher than expected. They expected 8.1. It came in at 8.3. And so thus the market tanked yesterday. A lot of red action. Today, PPI came in a little bit better than expected. It came in month over month. It came in at minus 0.1%, which was exactly what they expected. And then in terms of yearly PPI, it came in at, what did it come in at? Man, I have to look at it again. Yearly CPI, or yearly PPI, it came in at 8.7 versus 8.8. So a little bit better than expected because lower is better in terms of inflationary data. But then weeks after, and so the FOMC meeting is every 6 weeks. And then weeks after that, they drop a PDF report at 2 p.m. Called the Fed Minutes Report. It's just an explanation on why they chose to raise rates during the last FOMC meeting. And so next Wednesday, we're going to have the FOMC report, the FOMC rate hike decision in the Jerome Powell conference. And then weeks after that, they're going to drop what's called the Fed Minutes Report. All right, that's kind of the procedure of the Fed and what they do, just to kind of give you a quick and hopefully understandable explanation of what they do. Hope that makes sense. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Gotta catch my breath now. What do you think about Bed Bath & Beyond? Ooh, I don't know. Markets push it up, though. Look at the NASDAQ 100. Ramp it up at 12.2, almost 12.2. Q is up to 294.90s. We got the SPY bouncing at 394.50s. Yeah, we've said it enough here to where I just kind of have that stuff ingrained in my memory now. You know. But hey, guys, we got over 700 people here still. Hit the subscribe button, guys. You know you want to. Just try it. Might feel good. Do it now. All right, guys, Q is up to 294.80s. 294.80s on the Q. NASDAQ 100 is at about 12.1s. We're watching that SPY at about 394s. Hey, all good, Terrence. Hey, thank you, Kelvin. Honestly, SPY might be up pre-market, but we are all soon as market opens. It might tank. You never know. Yeah, you really never know. That's true. But I think you got to look at extension here at this point in time. And I think when you look at a 20-day chart here, I think it might be a little bit oversold after all this here. Maybe not. I thought we were oversold yesterday before the market opened. But man, again, if we're looking at it in terms of extension and potentially oversold like nature, it looks a little bit oversold here. This drop looks a little extended. I wouldn't be surprised to see a bounce back. Slightly, at least at the opening bell, but maybe not, man. But we are holding the 200 moving average on both of these. You can see the 200 moving average and the VWAP right here. Look at where the pullback is. You can see why I watch these indicators here. So like if you look at the NASDAQ 100, and remember I told you guys I watched the VWAP and the 200 moving average. And so if we look at the study set I have here, look at exactly where this pullback is. So you can see why I watch these so closely here. Look at this. We pulled back literally exactly down to that. And the reason we look at this is because other traders are paying attention to it, right? So other traders are watching the 200 moving average. Other traders are watching the volume weighted average price. And so in that regard, whenever it pulls back to this, a lot of traders see this dip and they start buying it. And that's why we get the bounce there. Again, nothing's 100%, but I hope that logic makes sense in terms of like why you watch those levels, those indicators. But yeah, SPY moving up, Q moving up, NASDAQ moving up. Every indicator can become your narrative, though. Yeah, I mean, it could. It's just it's a subjective thing, like preference. No, we oversold yesterday. The best lesson from John so far has been admit you're wrong quickly. It also works. We're all wrong sometimes. Best strategy, buy high, sell low. Well, we all do that in the beginning. So did the numbers come out? Yeah, read underneath me, man. I'm not going to say they're right underneath me right here, but they could be. That might be them. Is it? I don't know. Y'all let me know. Hey, thank you, David. We appreciate it, man. Thank you, Option. Again, though, I might be wildly wrong here. My favorite thing is that like I'm not an investment professional, and so I'm not liable if you lose. No idea what anything's gonna do. I have no idea what I'm talking about. You know? Y'all hit the subscribe button. Might feel good. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, all good, Ali. I was just messing with you. All right, guys, we got about 30 minutes until the opening bell. 30 minutes. Let me know what you guys are watching right now. All right, team. Hey, market's dipping down a little bit. Kind of some neutral action here. We got what looks like a McDonald's sign in charts. Let me trademark that indicator right now, the McDonald's indicator. Look at this. So you can see upward movement. This is just indicative of a sideways neutral trend right now. You can see kind of the rectangular shape right here. And we'll see if it actually breaks out of that range. Let's look at the top. The top of the range is a $0.50 level at 394.50 on the SPY. Bottom is 393.70 or so. So we'll see if we break out of this range. But a little bit of a double top. It depends on if you consider that a double top or not. We are putting in higher highs, though, so that's good. If we can put in a higher low here, that means a slight upward trend. And we'll see if we continue. A says, thanks, Jay, for all your work. Hoping you're right. Also, you're a great father. When's the next Florida Beach condo vacation? Sunrise stream. Family needs a vacation. Hey, bro, we've been on so many vacations over the last 6 months. Do we really have? I don't know if I'd even call them vacations. Some of them have been. But we have been, over the last 6 months, we have been to Disney World. We went to Michigan for 3 weeks. We went to Colorado to go to Mitch's wedding. And then we went to Baton Rouge twice over the last 6 months. So it's been busy, bro. I'm not taking a vacation anytime soon, dude. I don't have it in me to, man. I'm tired. Glad I found your channel. Thanks for the quick and great explanation of the report. All good, brother. All good, man. Happy you guys find value here. Love this channel and the fact that John takes time to show love and care to his family while still sharing great stock. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate it. Yeah, Orlando. We went to Boulder. ETH merge, go to WinMerge, Troy. So go to WinMerge, WENMERGE.com. It'll tell you exactly how long there's left. Specifically, it says 15 hours, 37 minutes, and about 25 seconds. Yeah, they could push it back again. I think it's going to be interesting to watch. I think the whole crypto world's going to be watching this. We'll have to check back into Mar to see if the merge is actually finalized here. PPI numbers came in at 8.7% on the year versus 8.8% expected, so a little bit lower than expected in that regard. On the month, it came in at minus 0.1% versus minus 0.1% expected. So it was neutral on the month, a little bit better, a little bit lower on the year at 8.7 versus 8.8. So the market is somewhat reacted positively here. All these markets are right now testing the volume weighted average price and somewhere around the 200 moving average, 200 EMA. So we'll be covering it probably. All right, guys. So market bouncing right back up here. So again, look at the 200 moving average on the NASDAQ 100 here. I'm not gonna say I told you so, but I definitely did. You know, look at that bounce right there. Same thing here, 200 moving average, 200 moving average. And again, the reason I look at indicators like this is because I think everybody else does, right? So I'm trying to identify indicators that other people watch and see, and you can see why we're like, you can see these markets bouncing off of them. Why it's important to see. Top 30,000 trader in the world has arrived. Hey, you're here, sir. I hope the DXY just dumps. That's what we want. All right, guys. So the SPY is popping up. It's at 394.30s here. The Q is at 294.80s. NASDAQ 100 at 12.1s. All right, guys. We got the opening bell at about 25 minutes. We're going to be day trading right at the opening bell. We trade a pretty big account, about $30,000, 120K in buying power, roughly. So we're going to be trading that at the opening bell. That PPI number being higher. It's not higher than a number. It's not higher than expected. The PPI number is actually lower than expected, Justin. So at least the base PPI. Core PPI was different, but core is excluding energy and food, which is major inflation metrics. And so, again, it was lower than expected. They expected 8.8% for the year. That came in at 8.7%. The monthly one came in at minus 0.1%, and that was on par with expectations. And so in terms of like the normal CPI, it came in on par and better than expected, which is why the market didn't tank. You went to Michigan on purpose. My mother-in-law has a home there, and so we went to go visit her. All right, guys. Hey, 25 minutes. What was July's PPI? Oh, man, it's been a while. I could check. It's been a minute, though. Market's starting to move back up here, bouncing at the 200 moving average in the VWAP here. Let me see if I can find what the PPI was. Somebody probably update me before I can. PPI number came in. Next one's August. Next one is October 12th for PPI, October 11th for CPI. Let me look at the graph here. All right, last for July came in at minus 0.4% for PPI, minus 0.4%. Here's the graph if you want to look at it. All right, so here is the last PPI reports, which are producer prices rising. All right, so in January it was 1.2, February was 1.1, March was 1.7, April was 0.5, May was 0.8, June was 1. July came in negative, so we're actually seeing lower producer prices over the last couple months. But again, you can see minus 0.4% in July right here, and then minus 0.1%, which is what we showed right here. Yeah, all good, Justin. No worries, man. Core PPI came in higher than expected, but that's okay. Yo, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, guys. Hey, we certainly appreciate it here. For sure. Almost up to 85.2 thousand subscribers. It's been a crazy few weeks. And we appreciate it. We got the FOMC meeting next week as well. That's going to be chaos too. Y'all stick around. We'll cover it fully here as it happens. I don't think we have any earnings stuff. We got retail sales numbers coming up tomorrow here. I don't think we have any big earnings this week either. Let me see. No, nothing today. Thursday. No, nothing. Adobe maybe tomorrow, but it's not going to be relevant enough to really talk about. Next week, the big one. Tuesday, we got ACB and Stitch Fix earnings. Wednesday, we got General Mills, Lennar. Wednesday, we got the FOMC meeting next week. Market's starting to pump up a little bit. You can see the Q and the SPY up there to 390s here. Costco is Thursday, next Thursday, so maybe that'll be interesting to watch. Friday, not any big earnings coming out, you know, for a while. Nothing big. Tuesday of next, or the week after next. BlackBerry, maybe. That'll be interesting. We can watch that. Wednesday, week after that. Nothing really there. Thursday, I know we have Bed Bath & Beyond and MU and Nike. That'll be big. All right, so market's dipping down a little bit here. I guess I'm going to buy this dip again. It's big enough to where I guess I could consider buying it right now and see if we get a pop back up, see if we put in higher lows. But we're very sideways. We're just kind of poking around, very small size, heading into the open. All right, we're letting this work here. I tend to want to buy this a little bit more and maybe add one more contract to this. All right, so we're in 2 contracts now. We'll take a little swing, but we've been trading mostly small at the opening bell. Hopefully we get a bounce here. But I think we're just so oversold. That's the only reason I'm buying the dip. SPY also hitting that previous closing price. But if we come all the way back down to the 200 moving average, I don't know if that's really a good sign. That'll be, we have close to a head and shoulders here on the chart. Yeah, we don't trade super actively in pre-market. We just kind of, we're just trying to trading small here. We'll trade a little bit bigger at the opening bell. All right, we got this nice down wick. That's indicative of some buying pressure coming in. Hopefully we can pump back up. We're just trying to be patient with this. With your, there we go. With your 30K, what's your goal to pull out? A couple hundred per day. I think if you got 30K, I mean, I think one of the bigger problems that people face in the market is they try to trade too large relative to their account size, you know? And so I think if I could take a couple hundred out per day, I think that's very, very good. You know, if I make $100 a day in this account, we're producing, you know, way more than the S&P 500 yearly. And so my goal is just to make a couple hundred. All right, market kind of sideways, choppy. We're about break even in this trade. Hey, I don't know. I'm trying to have a bunch more kids. One. I'm trying to be like Elon, you know. All right, we're in this still. We're just kind of holding this here. I don't know whether I should add more and like take a little swing. Still got about 20 minutes. All right, so we just added 2 contracts here. So we get a ramp up. There we go. That's better. Took one off, holding the rest. Market's choppy, so I'm just glad to make money in this. All right, so we got out green over the last couple trades. We'll trade a little bit bigger at the opening bell. Yeah, we're break even today heading into the open, so let's see what we get. Might sit down for the opening bell. We got about 20 minutes until the opening bell, guys. Yeah, usually if they have to do a reverse split like that, that means that they're usually getting NASDAQ listing threats that to get delisted from the NASDAQ. Like if a penny stock has to do that big of a reverse split, usually it's because they're getting threatened to get delisted to the pink sheet OTC market. Like in order to remain listed on a major exchange like the NASDAQ or the New York or the NYSE, you have to stay above a specific price, right? And so if the company's not doing well enough to where they're getting delisting potential notices and threats, then a lot of the time they'll do a reverse split in order to artificially make their price go higher so that they can remain listed on the exchange. So they'll either do that or they'll just pump it up. Now we bought the dip again. All right, we're in 2 contracts now. But yeah, a lot of times that's what penny stocks do. Not gonna be like specific of anything, but a lot of the time that's what they do in order to just try to stay listed here if they're struggling. All right, so we're cutting that, kind of scalping little baby pieces here. We'll trade a little bit bigger at the opening bell. Bed Bath & Beyond moving in pre-market. It's moving a little bit. It's not really moving a ton relative to other stuff. All right, so we're actually green on the day now after that trade. Very small green, but green nonetheless. We're still at Disney as well. Hopefully Disney pumps. We ended up buying the dip. I don't know whether I should DCA into this or not. We got the FOMC meeting next week, so I think there's still some question marks regarding that. So I'll probably stay safe and just wait to average it and see if we get a bigger drop. I was just trading the micro NASDAQ 100 is what I was trading. It's pre-market, so I'm not taking anything big. Do you think 100 basis points is priced in at this point? I don't know if 100 is. I think 75 certainly is. But 100 is, I think, a little bit less known. I think a lot. I think the big drops yesterday certainly priced in a lot of moves. I don't know if 100 though. I think that might be a little bit up in the air. Still, yeah, I'm just happy to be green so far this week for sure. Yeah. There was that crazy reverse split pawn. What was it? Somebody mentioned it earlier. $65% for 75 basis points, 53% for 100 basis points, or 35%. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 100 basis points is less. 75 basis points. I think most people can agree that's probably priced in. Yeah, NRBO was what it was yesterday. If we look at NRBO, ridiculous reverse split here. But this has got to be, unless this is a short squeeze, which it could be. I mean, look, this thing was at $11 the other day. NRBO does have some short float, but it's not a short squeeze here. And so this might just be a pump, to be honest. The float is very small. I'm showing about 500 to 12 million in the float, 500,000 to 12 million in the float. But this is probably just a pump and dump by the company. Maybe not though. Not 100% sure either way. All speculative. No idea. Just my subjective opinion. Don't sue me, company. All right, guys. 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Again, let me know what you guys are watching. Y'all give me that follow on Twitter, guys. It's at Beginner Trades. At Beginner Trades. Do it now. All right, guys. So, yeah, market's bouncing back up a little bit. Maybe I should have stated my NASDAQ 100 long buy that I bought at the 200 moving average here. Again, you can kind of see the sideways activity, but we're holding over the 200 moving average. Market's starting to pump back up. Just kind of hanging out right now. What is dropping like that? Let me see. Disney pulling back a little bit. All right, guys. SPY at 394. Red to green? I think so, potentially. I think we've down so much already that, it might be plausible that we do something like that. Three head. Yeah. Yeah, we're mostly just sideways. It's just a neutral pattern right now. All right, guys. 12 minutes. 12 minutes. Again, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate you guys. All right, guys. NASDAQ 100 at about 12.1s here, 12.1s. So market's consolidating here. And again, I guess the question is, do we in red or green today? If we look at the poll that we have going on in the chat, we've got about 1,400 votes today. 59% are bearish, 41% are bullish. Luna absolutely tanked today as well. Luna dropped down to 31. Again, a lot of people were doom and gloom yesterday. All right, so a lot of people were doom and gloom yesterday, but I dropped this, and I want you guys to understand this. All right, this is the quote-unquote crash that we got yesterday. Okay, this is the crash that we got yesterday. Okay, this right here. And so it's not even close to a crash. A crash is 10% or more in one day, and that's not what we got. We got like less, I think 5% or less yesterday. We didn't even get halted at the 7% level. So yeah, this is not a crash. This is just a big drop, you know. And again, here's the lows from the last year. We're not even close to that. And so we're not even breaking the weekly lows yesterday. And so while we did have a bloody red day, sure, it was a huge drop. At this point in time, it's certainly not a crash. Hey, what's up, Sid? Just seeing the sentiment in the comment section of people loving that stock is getting reverse split boggles my mind. Yeah, it's, you know how it goes. Circuit breaker yesterday. Honestly, we came close, but not yet. You know, we didn't really actually do one yet. We still got some time, man. What stocks are we looking at today? We're mostly watching the broader market. I mean, we're watching Disney, Apple, all that stuff. You know, Tesla specifically. But we're mostly looking at just general stocks right now. There's the Q. Here's Tesla. Tesla at 292s. Bed Bath is at 850s. We got the SPY up to 394s. We've got the NASDAQ 100 at about 12.1. We have Tesla at 292.15s. My technical says it will be red for a day, kind of managed for trains. Hey, we'll see. We had a big red day yesterday. We might rebound here. That's the question is, are we going to rebound from the brutal drop we had yesterday? Huge drop, man. Huge drop. Tesla back up, testing previous closing price. The markets are actually green today here. So the SPY green, Tesla technically red right now, but pushing for that green level. The NASDAQ 100 is technically green as well here. So we got some time. Back to lows on January next year. Maybe. Did you ever work another job, or have you always day traded? I mean, I do a lot of different stuff, man. Number one, I'm a real estate agent. My license is technically inactive right now, but I'm gonna get it activated pretty soon. But I'm also a programmer, a web developer, React Native, JavaScript, React Native, mostly mobile and React stuff. Mostly React. Started learning mobile, you know, a year or two ago. So yeah, I'm a web developer. By trade, and also off and on real estate agent. What about the crypto market? Tesla just tapped green, just slightly went green. Yeah, real estate market I think has been in a huge bubble for the last few years, man. If anybody's trying to buy a home over the past couple past year or so, it's been chaos, man. People are waiving notices of appraisal and all this crazy stuff, man. So it's been chaos, bro. The last year has been ridiculous in real estate. People not even getting appraisals, just putting in offers way above list price. It's just obscene in terms of pricing. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I got my real estate license in like a week here in Texas. Like, I went to Champion School of Real Estate online, and in Texas, I remember I took the course, the real estate course, and I was just and I spent like an entire week studying for my real estate stuff. So I passed all the required testing, and then for my main real estate exam, I went and took it after like a week. And so I took all the prereqs, passed all that stuff within a couple days, and then I took my test. And most people fail their first test. You know me, guys. I'm top 3 trader in the world right now, and top 3 real estate agent ever in the world right now. No. But no, I took my exam, and I passed it. So I decided I wanted to get my real estate license here in Texas, and within like a week or two, I had my real estate license. So that's how easy it is to get it here in Texas. I think they actually changed things now. I don't think it's as easy now, but favorite language is probably Python, DZ, but JavaScript's the one I'm more knowledgeable and useful and more knowledgeable and better at. It's JavaScript. I mean, Python, I like the literal nature of Python. I think it's great for beginners to learn. But the one that I know the most and that I'm the best at is JavaScript. Hey, that's right, Stain. Hey, welcome, brother. Hey, good to see you, man. I think trading brings a lot of devs, though. I think trading. I'm a poker player too, huge poker player. So I think poker trading and the stock market correlate really well with each other. Same thing with programming too. I think to a certain extent. Tesla rip it up, dragging the market back up. Also, we got 6 minutes, guys. 6 minutes. Yeah, Python just super useful, super literal language too, easy to learn. SPY moving up, though, guys. Tesla is really bouncing up here. Tesla's technically green on the day. That's causing the NASDAQ and the SPY to pop too. You ever think you have a gambling problem? Serious question. No. I mean, the reality of it is I'm not a gambler at all. Like, I haven't deposited money into a poker account in years and years because I truly don't like gambling. If you guys watch how small I trade tiny. I don't like gambling. I don't like it at all. I think people that go to the casinos and play stocks or go to the casinos and play anything outside of poker are suckers, to be honest. Poker's the only game where you can have a statistical edge if you're, versus the other person. It's also one of the only games that you're not competing versus the casino. Right, so any other game in the casino, bad odds. But poker is a statistics game. So poker is analyzing the range of hands players potentially have and betting on probabilities. But even still, my point is, I haven't had to deposit money in poker in years and years, and so I actually do not like gambling at all. It's not my thing. I don't enjoy it. I don't think it's fun to risk money. I don't understand how people that lose money consistently can be addicted to that. I think that sounds horrible. And I'm just not a gambler at all. I dislike it completely. I'm an odds person, a probabilities guy. This scam, DZ. Yeah, all good. Is VWAP the same as spot price? What's the difference? I don't know what spot price is. I've never seen that. It might be some different thing. NASDAQ 100 pulling back a little bit. All right, guys, we got the opening bell in about 3 minutes. Right, exactly, Eddie. I never understood that, brother. I really never understood it. I'm a probabilities guy. And so if I go do something and I'm consistently losing at it long term, I'm just not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to get addicted to losing. And no offense to anybody that is, man. I feel for you guys. I really do. I think everybody has different personalities. But I'm not, I don't like gambling whatsoever. I think that I hate losing. And so if I found something that I didn't have a statistical edge at, I wouldn't do it, Right, exactly. Yeah, we trade live, Austin. We're going to trade at the opening bell in about 3 minutes. All right, guys. Tesla pulling back here. We might see a dip in the NASDAQ. We got about 2 minutes left, guys. 2 minutes left. Baccarat, man. I went to the last time I went to Harrah's in New Orleans, which I'm from Louisiana, so we went to New Orleans. I played poker for about 30 minutes. Got super lucky, man. I hit like quad aces. I hit a bunch of stuff. I won like $200 or $300 within like 20 minutes and immediately stopped. And was just gonna go home with my money. I wasn't gonna play anymore. And then Carol's like, "Hey, baby, let's go play Baccarat." And I'm like, "No, look, I just made $300. I don't feel like giving it back." And sure enough, Carol pressures me to play Baccarat. Of course, we just end up losing the money. But it wasn't me. I would have left the casino if it was my choice. But I think that's just kind of how it goes. It was for fun. I don't mind doing it for Carol so she could have fun doing it. But for me, again, I really don't like. I don't like bad odds. Like I don't like no edge situations, and I consider most casino games no edge, like losing situations. I don't think you have a statistical edge in a large majority of them, except for poker. Maybe blackjack if you can do it right, but that's even, I don't know. I was never that guy, so I don't really play it. SPY up to 394.40s. We got Tesla. Opening bell is going to be in less than a minute. Right. Well, it depends on what your definition of gambling is. If your definition is gambling is just risking money, I mean, we gamble every day in all different facets of life. If your definition of gambling is risking money with unfavorable odds, then, it depends, Yeah, my risk reward level was small. I used Bed Bath & Beyond pulling back some. Well, this is Thinkorswim right now. All right, guys, 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Good luck. Let's sit down. All right, guys, here's the opening bell. Good luck, team. We're going to be trading live as soon as the opening bell hits. Good luck, team. All right, there's the opening bell. We got Tesla popping up to 292s, 270s. SPY actually dipping down a little bit. We opened up a little bit over VWAP here, so let's see if we're a little bit overbought heading into this and we pull back to the 200 moving average of VWAP at the open. NASDAQ 100 up to 12.1s. Tesla up to 292.50s. Big upwick on Tesla. We might see a pullback here. So again, I want you guys to understand this. When we open up extended relative to the 200 moving average and the VWAP, a lot of the time markets are going to pivot back down to get back to the mean price and then bounce back up. That happens a ton. Tesla rip it up to 293s. That's probably going to drag the market right back up with it. And yeah, there goes the SPY. There goes the NASDAQ 100 up to 12.1. Tesla up to 294s. Rip it up here. Let's see if the SPY gives us something good. NASDAQ 100 trying. We're going to let things play out. Wait for a trend to show up before we take any positions here. Slight bear action on the NASDAQ 100 and the SPY. Tesla just ramping up though. Look at Tesla. So again, we were probably a little bit oversold heading into this. And now we're finally starting to rip up, which is good. Again, let's see if my Tesla or my Disney dip buy was the right move. Disney actually falling back down some. So, I don't know whether I should add some more to it or not. I guess I will. Disney all the way down to 111s right now. SPY kind of sideways. And so we just added another 10 shares to Disney. We're at 40 shares now. And we'll let that work. All right, SPY dipping down to VWAP here. So again, we're going to let trends play out first. All right, so we get a bounce back to VWAP. We'll short that now. Needs a new candle, though. We need a new candle with it. We don't want to see we're actually back over VWAP here, so we're just going to have to chill. Too much volatility. Again, we're taking our foot off the gas and waiting for stuff to play out first. We did add 10 shares to our Disney position so far. But again, we kind of got some volatility playing right now, so I think we got to just hang out. All right, market started to completely turn around here, completely going green on the day here. Maybe we're getting a red to green move now. Bed Bath & Beyond dipping under the previous closing price. Tesla is flying up here, so I'm surprised this isn't influencing the market more. All right, so market coming back down now too. We tried to short that. I think we got a bad fill. We'll give it a second. There we go. All right, so we just made about 20 bucks just now in the NASDAQ 100 with a couple shares, up about 40 on the day on that. See if we get a little pop. All right, we're testing the previous closing price for the NASDAQ 100 now. SPY breaking down too. Tesla just ripping up here though. But yeah, we're still technically green on the day in pre-market for the SPY. NASDAQ 100 just dipped red on the day now too. So we're going to give it a second, see if we can pop back. Starting to get some momentum coming through. We'll see if we get a little bounce here. Again, we're just a huge red candle now, so we're not going to be shorting or doing anything into this. We're going to wait for a correction here. Little pop. We're going to short into that. Nice little down wick here. I don't mind it. Let's see if we actually hold down though. There we go. All right, so cover that. Shorted into that. Up about 45 on the NASDAQ mini. Not bad. Big up wick here. Market's starting to break. Just scalped a little bit on the micro E-mini again on this breakdown here. Got a little bit of a pop. Big red action in the market here, guys. We'll see if we can start to short this. I am using Thinkorswim. ETH under 1600. Again, the merge is coming through, so y'all be safe. Be careful here. All right, we're shorting again. All right, covered. Scalped it. Up about 50 on the NASDAQ 100. Been day trading accurately today. No losses yet in day trading, at the opening bell at least. But again, we're starting to DCA into Disney here. It's at 110s right now. All right, guys, so market's starting to bounce up a little bit here. So we've been shorting it most of the day. We're going to need a bigger bounce if we're going to capitalize on this. All right, we're in one contract again on the micro. We just got out of it, about break even on that one. Trying to be patient here. Green on the day now from day trading for sure. Trying to be patient. Again, green or red right now. Guys, green or red. Market's starting to bounce back a little bit here. We might be able to short into that bounce, but just try to be patient here. Everything's starting to bounce back here, though, so we've already capitalized on it. Tesla has been very volatile right now, up to 293s. Previous closing price on the NASDAQ 100 is at about 12.1s or 12.2s. Seeing a lot of up wicks and down wicks. So a lot of indecision right now. Probably a lot of fear is what I'm guessing here. We are green on the day slightly. Just in day trading, though, we're probably up about 60 bucks. Market trying. Again, we're just going to be patient, getting a little bit of a bounce back here. But trying to be patient in this regard. Not pushing anything too heavy here. All right, we're actually shorting the E-mini or the micro E-mini now. You see, we were actually green on this one today. We're going to go ahead and cut that. So we're actually green on that one today. Here's the mini NASDAQ 100. Or we actually red on this one today. So we were down, we were down like 20 bucks on that one here. So we're green on the day, nicely up. We're probably up about $70 in day trades today in about 7 minutes. So averaging about $10 a minute in terms of our day trades, which is not bad. We'll take it. But we were down a little bit on our Disney trade, you know, a little bit in our Neo trade as well, but very green on the day still with all that. So get a big pop, a big bounce back. We're going to take one position here just to see if we got a little extended bounce. There we go. We just cut that. Very quick scalp. Doing okay today. Green day so far. We did start to dollar cost average into Disney, and so that's been working okay as well. Hey, what's up, working? How you guys doing today? Green or red so far today, guys? Green or red? Man, Tesla is just flying up, so very volatile. Look at Tesla here, guys. So we're going to take our foot off the gas now. We've made a bunch of green trades. We actually have not had one losing trade since the opening bell. Not one losing trade since the opening bell, except for maybe, it depends on what you consider the DCA into Disney, but we're just kind of adding for a longer term move on Disney. But we haven't had one losing trade trading futures this morning. Again, if you want to trade like I'm doing, there's no PDT rule in futures, guys. There's no PDT. Top Step is a funded account program. They give you a demo if you can hit their target on the demo while following their rules and conditions, and they fund you between 50 up to over 100K with a 90% split once you're funded. Regulated by the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. They pay out millions every year. They fund thousands of traders a year. Base package is very cheap, so if you wanted to get your foot in the door of futures without risking a ton of your own money, you can try out Top Step. $165 is the base package. It's 50K. If you can hit $3,000 on that 50K demo account they give you without losing over $2,000 total and $1,000 per day and pass their different stages, then they fund you 50K with a 90% split. And so it's a good way to get around the PDT rule. Again, you can see me short the market today. So I'm looking at the SPY, looking at Tesla, and kind of shorting that sympathy. So here's the link if you want to check them out. Great way to help support your boy here. It's also pinned to the top of the page. Pretty good volatility today, though. Again, I'm taking my foot off the gas after this big bounce, and we just gotta kind of chill and wait. We built up a cushion on the day, though, so that's nice. All right, guys. What are you guys seeing? SPY down. We got micro E-mini or micro the mini NASDAQ 100 down. Just kind of hanging out here, team. Sitting back, waiting for some good action here. Getting some rejections here. Tesla is actually very choppy, so y'all just be safe on days like today, team. We'll take one contract here, but we got to be careful. Very volatile market. See if we get a flush. Try to be patient with this. All right, we're going to have to cut out of this. So we just took our first loss of day trading on the day. First L on day trading. Not too bad, though. Could have been worse. Watching to see if the market flushes down here. I think that day trade would have worked too, unfortunately. Again, choppy market right now, guys. Not a lot of action. Very sideways neutral trend, slightly bearish trend since the open, but somewhat neutral. Scalped a little bit more from the micro just now. Big rejection. Disney's starting to come back too. Bitcoin choppy. Weeble lagged on me. Hey, all good. Yeah, all good. Thank you, Orkin. Man, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. Yeah, it's just slow right now, guys. We're just kind of hanging out. Market's starting to ramp back up, so we're too neutral for me to really take any sizable positions here, to be honest. So we're too neutral. I'm just kind of sitting back waiting for something. All right, guys, micro E-mini or micro NASDAQ 100 moving up to VWAP here. Very neutral trend. SPY pulling a red to green move. And that's what I'm saying. I think a rally is still possible today for sure. I mean, just because the opening 20 minutes was red does not mean that the rally's not going to happen today. Anything could happen, man. It's not confined to just one time of the day. So anything could happen. Right now we're neutral, but it looks like we're going green. Now, who knows if we're going to hold? Nobody does, but hopefully we do. I want to see us green on the day. I don't mind attacking some green action right now. Good green day of so far day trading. All right, guys, market's starting to rip here. Look at the market fly up here, team. So the market's bouncing right now. All right, guys, market's starting to fly here. Again, maybe we'll buy a dip now. So the market is actually confirming a slightly upward trend. Maybe the market bounces right now, team. All right, so maybe we can get into a little dip here. We made most of our money attacking the micro NASDAQ 100. There's a first little dip. Let's see if we get a larger dip first. We're going to wait. All right, guys, starting to get a pop. SPY up there, Tesla up there as well. Hey, all good. Well, thank you, man. We appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the support, man. We've had a lot of kind words today. Thank you so much. Can you explain PPI results for us? Thanks. Just joined. I got you, man. So PPI is the producer price index. It's how much prices are rising for, it's how much inflation is rising for producers or sellers. CPI is consumers. So how much inflation is rising for us, essentially. PPI is producers, so sellers. So higher is worse. Higher means higher inflation. Markets ramp it up. Market's ripping up. And so in this event, the PPI numbers came in lower than expected for the year at 8.7% for the year versus 8.8% expected, which is good. It means lower inflation for producers. Month over month was minus 0.1%, which is exactly what is expected. And so sure enough, we see the market ripping up now. Huge green movements now. Trying to be patient and just chill. Wait. All right, big upwick here. So big buying pressure coming in. Or big selling pressure dropping in. Let's see if it actually holds. Finally starting to get a dip. Big upwick here, which could be indicative of some seller pressure coming in. Big upward move. Trying to be patient here. All right, we're actually scalping the micro E-mini right now. One contract left. We might add a little bit to it. Take one. All right, we're in 2 contracts now. We're going to go ahead and scalp that. Get out of that. One more contract left. Try to be patient here. There we go. All right, we'll go ahead and cut it. So a little bit of green trade on the micro here. Tesla dipping down. I'm thinking about buying Tesla. Let me see. Should I? I don't know. We'll wait. Nice little green day, though. Only had one loss. We're probably at least running 80 or 90% here. Yeah, all good. NRBO going crazy, man. I know people were talking about NRBO earlier. Look at NRBO here, man. This thing did a reverse split. It's now getting halted on the way up. Just ridiculous numbers here for this one going so far. Also, guys, y'all be sure to check out Stonk.tech here. Stonk.tech is a really dope trading social media. I did get a response back. They said that they're going to go live for users late this month, and for everybody else, October is when they're going to go live. But join the wait list, guys. They're going to give you free tools, and they're just trying to make sure they get it right. They are a sponsor of my video. They're going to give you free dark pool and option flow access, saving hundreds of dollars, eventually zero commission. And their job is to help the ape community, help retail traders battle it out against the hedge funds. And again, guys, their job is to help retail traders. They're going to give you free tools. You can join the wait list. I'll consider it a favor. They are a sponsor of our video. And again, just alone, they're going to give you free dark pool and option flow access, saving hundreds. So at the very least, they're going to save you some money in that regard. Check out Stonk.tech. Here's the link if you want to check it out. All right, guys, market's dipping down. Should I buy this dip now? Should I buy this dip? Again, it's kind of a neutral trend. I'm going to buy one contract here, see if we get a pop. Ooh, bad fill. Volatility coming in. See if we can ride the pop. All right, that's a little bit better. There we go, green. See if we bounce here. Yeah, we're just going to have to cut that. Small loss. Come back. Retest it. Let it see if it bounces directly off of here and just wait. Jeff, man, listen, we got a lot of people here. We got 500 people here almost. It's been a busy day, and I'm in the middle of my trading, man, so I can't answer every question you got, brother. The VWAP is the volume weighted average price. Google is your friend, sir. Google is your friend, man. All right, guys, markets pull it back here. Let's see if we bounce at VWAP. Watching market dip, though. Starting to pull back a little bit. Again, kind of a neutral day so far. I do like the Z pattern. The Z pattern is kind of one of my favorite stock trading patterns. And so let's see if we get a bounce. We are getting a little bit of a bounce in these. Let's see if they hold. There we go. In the E-mini right now, or the micro E-mini. One contract left. We're going to go ahead and take that off. So we just basically made our money back on this. Kind of going back and forth with the NASDAQ 100 and the micro E-mini here. Let's see if the market bounces here. Again, the Z pattern is one of my favorite ones. You can see we have the Z right here if you want to see what I'm talking about. It's a cup and handle, red to green move, whatever you want to call it. We got a drop, a rebound from that drop, and then a dip here. You can kind of see it looks like a Z. One of my favorite patterns to trade. And that's what we just got here. And basically everything. You can see it here on the SPY is really what I'm watching right now. Much love. Hey, thank you, Yan. Thank you, Yanni. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Halt on BIAF. Yeah, I know we saw NRBO moving as well here. Here's NRBO halted on the way down. Looks rough, to be honest. BIIF ripping up at 630. Is getting halted on that upside as well. Again, so far, this is my trade so far today in the futures market. All right, so we made about $33 on the micro NASDAQ 100. We've made about $26 on the micro E-mini. Market's starting to fade down a little bit, though, and so we just got to kind of chill and wait, I think. I'm not going to push too hard right now. We have to just be patient, I think, in this way, and just kind of sit back and wait for something to show up. Right now, market's starting to break down under VWAP, under the 200 moving average, and so that trend might be changing to the downside. I feel you, Jeff. But again, I mean, no offense, man, but the stream's not revolving around you. And so while you might not like to be updated every second, I think most people are here because they like to see what's going on in the market. That's the entire point of the stream, brother. So, all good. It's all love here, man. But just try to understand that. It's all good. SPY bouncing big down wick here, which is, again, you can see these down wicks. It's indicative of buying pressure, right? Because when the candle comes all the way down and then pops back up, that means that there's some buying pressure right there. And so, again, holding at the VWAP, the 200 moving average, and then getting a big down wick is a bull sign. It might mean that we might pop back up, and continue. Of course, you never know. Nothing's 100%, but, that sometimes is what it means. And, yeah, there we go right there. So there's the pop right there. So, again, you can see that down wick can be indicative of some pressure, and you can use these wicks to identify pressure. Here's a big down wick, and then look what happened afterward. Boom. Here's a big up wick, and then look what happened afterwards. Boom. Big drop. Look at this big down wick, and look what happened. Big rip. And so again, you can use wicks to identify where the pressure is coming in on these stocks. Green or red so far today, guys? We are slightly green. Not a crazy day, but slightly green here. Maybe we'll find some other stuff to get involved with. We are watching mostly 1 minute here. So we're watching the 1 minute on the SPY, Tesla, and the Micro E mini futures contract. Green day for me so far, so not a bad day. We do have a little pullback here we're going to target. Maybe take a little bit larger positioning here. We're going to cut that. And it might actually do what I want it to do, but I don't like the risk there, so we're just going to wait. Yeah, there's a big drop, so glad we didn't take that. Just got to sit back, let markets consolidate here. Sideways action right now, so we'll see if we get a pop back up. Disney breaking down, so you don't love to see it, but that's okay. We're longer term hold is the plan there for that one. All right, big drop in the markets here. Big dump fast here. Very quick drop. And so again, we got some sideways action right now, some neutral activity here for Tesla. Tesla's actually green, but here goes the markets just pulling back big. Try to be patient here. Got another bounce back up here, so try to just kind of hang out, wait for something. Choppy action over the last 5 or 6 minutes. You should trade the 20. Well, I'm scalping mostly right now, brother, so, Hey, what's up, Tyler? Traded in my favor. What's up, Liana? Yeah, y'all do me a favor. Hey, man, listen, we broke 85,000 subscribers yesterday. We're already at about 85.2 thousand. So just alone in the last couple of days, we've grown by a couple hundred. Or in the last day, we've grown by a couple hundred. Yesterday, we grew by around 1,000 subscribers. So listen, if you want to be part of this trading community, everything we do here is free. My main job is I don't claim to be an expert. I just kind of put everything out there, try to create a free resource and community for traders. So if you appreciate stuff like that, hit the subscribe button. We try to, kind of give everything away for free. And yeah, we appreciate you guys. All right, we bought this dip, but man, market's being very volatile, so we're just going to cut it and immediately get out and wait. Big candles, but no real movement in one side or the other here, team. So big candles, but no real movement, and so that's just volatile. We're just going to hang out and just sit back and wait for something to happen. Testing VWAP at the 200 moving average right now. We'll see if we actually hold. Hey, what's up? Yeah, y'all hit that like button. I'll take a free racehorse, bro. Maybe next time, dude. Honestly, if you heard me in the first 20 minutes after the open, I sound like a racehorse guy. I sound like I'm narrating a racehorse or a horse race. That or like maybe an auction. And we got SPY going up, you know. How do you think the ETH merge will affect the market price of ETH? I think if it goes through successfully, it'll help it. Obviously, if it doesn't go through successfully, if it gets delayed or something weird happens, then I'm sure it's going to influence all markets heavily. So it's a big day for crypto over the next couple of days. And RBO. Yeah, there's a big pop in Tesla, so I think these are going to bounce back up. But look at the range here, guys. So again, neutral activity here. Look at the sideways nature of this. So neutral activity right now. We'll see if we get something, but very sideways movement. Tesla pumping up to 285.50s here. 285.50s. All right, guys, so we're getting a nice little upward move here. Really, it's brought by Tesla here. So Tesla's already up there, and I think Tesla might pull back. And so in turn, these markets are going to start dipping with it, most likely. Maybe not. If Tesla rips back up here, I think these markets are going to start breaking the top of this range, which is when we might start to get a little bit more bullish in terms of our bias here. But we have to be patient and wait now. All right, guys, so Tesla with a down wick starting to push up. Market's starting to push up with it. Again, we'll see if it actually holds now. Volume on SPY and Q are lower than selling pressure. Yeah, I mean, the volume on they're not great volume today, but they're not terrible. I mean, we just had a big economic release, and so I think that's kind of certainly affecting volume. But they're not bad today. I mean, we got a trend forming at the very least. We got the market breaking highs too, so that's good. Let's see if we buy the SPY. What do we got, like 25 shares? We got buy 25 shares of the SPY. Little baby trade. Maybe we should have added more to this. That's all right. We'll let it test and work. Small little trade. If we dip more, we'll add some more to this. I think I probably should have added more, but we'll take a small little W if we get it. Nice down wick. All right, we're in 50 shares of the SPY. All right, market consolidating here. We're just going to cut it, take a little loss, and then come back. It might actually continue in my direction, but just neutral activity at this point. Hey, what's up, Wood? What's up, man? Tesla up to 299.60s here. Tesla ramping up, breaking highs. If the market is flying up, it's probably because Tesla doing well. Pineapple pizza debate, bro. Pineapple is unnatural in pizza. That's all I'm saying. You know, like you should never taint the pizza with like sweet pineapple. It should never be there, bro. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to stand on that hill, but listen, pineapple just should not be on pizza, bro. Let me just be real for a second. Pizza should never be sweet unless it's like a cinnamon roll pizza or something like that. All right, guys, market's starting to push back up. Tesla is really the one that's been just doing really well today. So Tesla has been flying up. The ETH merge is coming soon. There we go. So again, if Tesla continues to rip, it's going to drag the market up and make the market look somewhat green here. But market has been chop city. Hey, y'all do me a favor. Y'all go sub to Beginner Crypto here, team. Beginner Crypto, completely free crypto channel. We're going to be covering the merge when it comes out to see what happens. PPI data is already out. Yeah, that might be true, Jay. Hey, nice, Liana. Congrats. But yeah, y'all go sub to Beginner Crypto. There is the Beginner Crypto link. We appreciate it. We're pushing towards 1,000 subscribers. We are at 900. Where are we at right now? We are at 916. We only need about 84 subscribers to break 1,000 here. And I think we can hit that. I think that's it's possible to hit that sometime this week, depending on what goes on. Definitely after the FOMC meeting, we'll hit that. All right, market bouncing up a little bit. Tesla at 299.40s. Waiting for the market to come back here. But market started to dip here. Slow day, guys. Slow day. What's Meta doing here? Is Meta moving? Ooh, Meta tanking down here, down to 150s. Do you think Meta's a dip buy at this point in time? Yeah, that's right, Orkin. You know, we got them beats there. All right, guys. So we're going to be starting the Top Step Combine sometime in the next couple of days. We're just waiting for our account. Macroeconomic getting a big down wick here. Let's see, maybe. Yeah, we're also getting the rollover soon. Getting a little bit of a dip, but mostly a sideways trend. But again, guys, we are going to be starting our Top Step Combine sometime in the next few days, the 150K one. So we're going to be trying to get funded in the 150K one. And so, yeah, y'all be ready. Again, we're going to be trying to get funded in the 150K Combine package for Top Step. If you look at this, this is going to be our steps. This is going to be what we have to do. Market bouncing back up a little bit. Again, we're waiting to get our login information for this account. This is going to be how we do it. Okay, if you look at futures, we're going to be in this one right here. We're going to be in the 150K Combine. It's $375 a month. Our profit target is 9K. We can use 15 contracts max, which is huge. Our daily loss limit, we can't lose over 3K. And our trailing max loss is $4,500. All right, so that's the combine. We're going to be out in the next few days. Again, there's no PDT rule in futures. And so this is the way you get around the PDT rule, guys. They give you a demo. They're going to give me a 150K demo. And if I can hit 9K in profit while on that demo, while following the rest of their rules, then they'll fund me 150K with a 90% split. So if I make 10K on that 150K account, I get to keep $9,000 of that. And Top Step is the gold standard. They've been around the longest. They're regulated for US users. They pay out millions. They fund thousands of traders a year. And so if you want to check them out, here's the link. Great way to help support your boy here. Great way to help support the channel. We are going to be doing that combine sometime over the next couple of days. Waiting to hear back from them in that regard. But that starts soon. You can also find a tip pinned to the top of the page as well as in the description. And so we'll keep updating you guys. Thank you so much. Market's starting to rip back up here. So the market is starting to bounce up some. We'll see what we do in terms of market activity with this, but market's moving back. Micro E-mini's back. SPY is back here. So maybe we'll get some action. Is it time to buy Meta as well here? We also dollar cost averaged into Disney on that regard. So we'll see what we get on those fronts, guys. We're just kind of hanging out and waiting. Good luck. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And yeah, y'all stay safe in these markets, guys. Again, let me know if you're bullish or bearish. Tomorrow, we have jobless claims, retail sales, import-export prices, business inventories, industrial production numbers, all that stuff here tomorrow. Be ready, guys. Be ready. We'll be back bright and early. Again, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, guys. Hit the notification bell. We are green in day trading today. We've only had one or two losing trades in day trading. We've gotten into like 10 to 15 trades. It is a green day, and so we'll take that. The ETH merge is coming out, guys. The ETH merge is coming out, so y'all be ready. Again, go sub to our crypto channel. Here is the link. We certainly appreciate that. Here's the BT Crypto link. If you want to check out BT Crypto. And again, as always, guys, check out Stonk. Again, free trading social media platform. They're going to be going live sometime in the next month or two. Going to give you free tools for traders to use. Their job is to help traders grow and learn. And you can check out more in their About section. I'll post this link for Stonk. Great way to help support the channel. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Good luck. Stay safe. See you guys.